progress, but let's give you the final scores we have as we go to the Oxford Lumber and Ace Hardware scoreboard. The big game tonight, not only in East Alabama, one of the biggest games in the state tonight. Number 2 in 3A Piedmont hosting number 3 in 5A Alexandria. Alexandria trying to go for a winning season for the first time in 15 years. Tonight, Alexandria and Piedmont. Alexandria led the whole way, but it was never a comfortable lead really for Alexandria. Piedmont just kept on coming as they always do, and Alexandria beats Piedmont tonight to finish the regular season at 10-0. Final score, Alexandria 25, Piedmont 20 was the final score at the Field of Champions. We will have highlights of that game from a rainy and cold Field of Champions tonight up in Piedmont. What that does, that breaks the tie. Everybody was looking at this game tonight in Class 3A Region 5. It breaks that three-way tie. Piedmont will now fall all the way to third in the region. Sachs will be the region champion. Ohatchee number 2. Walter Welborn had number 4 wrapped up. That's the way the region will shake down. We'll tell you all about the matchups, where they're going, who they're playing when we continue to go through that later on in the show. Also, last night, a Calhoun County rival matchup. White Plains and Pleasant Valley playing at PV last night at Raider Field. White Plains wins the game 27-6 over Pleasant Valley. Pleasant Valley finishing 1-9, White Plains at 3-7. Donahoe and Westbrook, this game is still going on up at Lentz Field at Donahoe. This has been a back-and-forth game. Donahoe has led. Westbrook has led. Donahoe led most of the fourth quarter. Westbrook has retaken the lead. About 2 minutes to go in the game. Westbrook Christian leading Donahoe 30-26. Still 2 minutes to go in that game at Lentz Field at Donahoe. Last night, big game down at Garrett Harris Stadium, Wayne Traywick Field in Phoenix City. Number 3 in 7A, Central Phoenix City led Oxford 24-0 at the end of the first quarter. They led 46-0 at halftime, and they had a running clock in the second half as Central Phoenix City beats Oxford last night 53-7. Oxford still the region champions at home next week at Lamar Field in the first round of the Class 6A playoffs. Tonight, Ohatchee, it really didn't matter whether they won or lost the game as far as region standings goes. They were just looking at what happened in that Piedmont and Alexandria game. But Ohatchee did finish a very impressive 8-2 in the regular season as they win at Munford tonight. The final score, Ohatchee 47, Munford 20. Ohatchee will be in the 3A playoffs. They now go in as a home field advantage. They'll be the number 2 team out of Class 3A Region 5 at home on the Creek Bank next week. Asheville tonight, finishing 5-5. Asheville beating Weaver 33-6. Asheville head coach Shay Monroe will join us live in studio right here on the High School Football Alabama scoreboard tonight to talk all about the game and to talk Asheville Bulldog football later on tonight. Over in Heflin tonight, Cleburne County beating Randolph County. An impressive win to close out the season for Joey Burns and the Tigers. Cleburne County will finish 5-5 as Cleburne County wins over Randolph County 55-6 the final tonight from the pit in Heflin. Woodland and Horseshoe Bend, this game's still going on in the second half. Horseshoe Bend was leading Woodland at Sewell Field. 14-6 was the score, and those two Randolph County rivals meeting at Woodland. We should have a final score for you momentarily. Another one of the big games in the state tonight was down at Volunteer Stadium. Number 9, Central of Clay County in 5A taking on number 4 in 4A Handley. Central of Clay County beats Handley tonight. This is a close game throughout. Matter of fact, I think this wound up being the biggest lead that Central had all night as they beat Handley tonight. Central of Clay County 30, Handley 16. Both teams are now going into the state playoffs as region champions. Handley in the 4A playoffs. They'll be at home at Wright Field in Roanoke next Friday night. Central of Clay County was locked in a 3-way tie with Tallahassee and Sylacauga. That tie was broken. Central of Clay County will be at home at Volunteer Stadium as the Class 5A Region 4 champions next Friday night as they will be hosting Carroll of Ozark next Friday down in Clay County. Also tonight in Randolph County, another one of the big games in the state. Number 6 in 1A Wadley, they came in undefeated 9-0, had 2 weeks to get ready for this game. Spring Garden coming in also undefeated at 9-0. And ranked number 5 in the state in 2A, this was a classic game. Spring Garden wins at Wadley tonight. Spring Garden 21, Wadley 19 the final. Spring Garden finishes 10-0 officially. Wadley at 9-1. Both teams region champions. Wadley at home in the first round of the 1A playoffs next week. Spring Garden at home in the first round of the Class 2A state playoffs. Benjamin Russell and Sylacauga needing to win the game tonight down at Martin Savarese Stadium in Alex City. They did not win the game. Benjamin Russell, maybe a bit of an upset here, as Sylacauga had not won in this series since 1989. You had to go back 32 years, and they did not win tonight. Benjamin Russell beat Sylacauga 35-28, so that sends Sylacauga into the state playoffs, but not as the region champion like they wanted to be. So that is the final score. Sylacauga loses that game 35-28. This score just coming in: Childersburg tonight, a winner over Fayetteville 39-0. Childersburg 39, Fayetteville nothing was the final score in that game. Also, Berry and Winterboro playing over in West Alabama in Fayette County at Berry. Still looking for a final on that one. Galesville and ASD playing tonight up in Cherokee County at Galesville. Still looking for a final on that game. Shelby County tonight, they are a winner over Talladega. Talladega playing at Columbiana. They will finish the season 1-9 as Shelby County beats the Talladega Tigers tonight 35-21. Central of Coosa and TCC, not a final yet. Close game. This was originally scheduled for Thursday. They moved it to tonight. Central of Coosa at home in Hanover was leading Talladega County Central in the second half 16-14. Talladega County Central trying to break a long losing streak. They've got a shot tonight. They're trailing in the second half 16-14. Pell City and Mae Jemison playing at Pell City, still looking for a final in that game. Springville and Moody, not a final, but in the second half, Springville was beating Moody 19-0, and there's the final just coming up. Moody has beaten Springville. Final score, Moody 22 and Springville 13 tonight. The final score from Tiger Stadium in Springville. St. Clair County and John Carroll Catholic playing tonight in Odenville, still looking for a final on that game. Raglan, the Purple Devils, headed to the Class 1A state playoffs, and they tuned up for that tonight at Joan Ford Stadium in Raglan, where they knocked off Asbury 44-6. Raglan 44, Asbury 6 the final. Last night, a Cherokee County matchup. Number 10 in 1A Cedar Bluff, they fall last night. Sandrock comes in and they beat Cedar Bluff at Bruce Field at the Bluff. Sandrock having their way with Cedar Bluff. The final score was Cedar Bluff losing to Sandrock 47-13, the final in that game. Also, tonight, a final. Hoax Bluff ends the season at 4-6, but they ended on a good note tonight as they traveled to Sardis. Hoax Bluff beats the Sardis Lions 42-12. Hoax Bluff will finish 4-6. Sardis finishing at 1-9. Hoax Bluff over Sardis 42-12. Plainview and Glencoe playing tonight up in Rainsville. This game just went final, and Plainview has beaten Glencoe 39-13. Plainview is now headed for the Class 3A state playoffs. They will be coming to play at Jack Stewart Field in Sax against the Sax Wildcats next week in the first round of the Class 3A state playoffs. Etowah and Southside, big rival game at Jim Glover Field in Attala tonight. Etowah for the beating Southside last year. It was Southside kind of getting the best of Etowah. Not tonight. Etowah beating Southside 27-14. Etowah 27, Southside 14, the final from Jim Glover Field in Attala in that big rival game. Coosa Christian and Whitesburg Christian, this was close throughout. It was tied 28-28 late in the game, but Whitesburg Christian out of Huntsville, the Warriors score a touchdown late. Matter of fact, you see it right there in overtime. This game went to overtime, and Whitesburg beats Coosa Christian 35-28 in overtime tonight at Philip Ellen Field over at Coosa Christian this evening. Gordo last night, a winner over Pickens County. This was the top 10 matchup in the state. Class 4A, number 7 Gordo taking on number 4 in 1A Pickens County. And that was 43-14, Gordo the winner over Pickens County. Mars Hill Bible and American Christian. American Christian wins the game 55-36. That was the final tonight from up in Florence. It's number 3 in 4A American Christian beating number 3 in 2A Mars Hill Bible 55-36, the final score in that game. Also, from last night in Northwest Alabama, Brooks and Lauderdale County playing at Killen. Brooks, the number 6 team in 4A. I should say the number 6 in 4A taking on number 5 in 3A Lauderdale County. Brooks wins the game over Lauderdale County of Rogersville. 25-16 was the final in that game. Big game in Montgomery tonight. St. James and Trinity Presbyterian, big rivals on the east side of Montgomery. St. James number 8 in 4A, Trinity number 7 in 3A. St. James, who will be hosting the Anniston Bulldogs next week in the first round of the Class 4A playoffs. St. James winning over Trinity 42-35. Up north tonight, or actually last night, Madison Academy, they were winners over Russellville. It says 34-2, but that was actually 34-20. Madison Academy over Russellville. Madison Academy, the number 1 team in 4A, beating number 6 in class. There's the corrected score. Number 6 in 5A Russellville, 34-20. UMS Wright Prep at home in Mobile tonight. The number 5 team in 5A. You better look out for the Bulldogs, beating number 4 6A Helena tonight impressively. 31-0 was the final score. And also last night, St. Paul's and Viger. St. Paul's beat Viger 24-20. Another team you better look out for in 5A football. Don't count them out. The defending state champions, number 10 in 5A, beating number 2 Viger, handing Viger their first loss as St. Paul's beat Viger 24-20. As we come back to the set, let's tell you about all the ways you can interact with us, watch the show, get information throughout the week. A couple ways to do that. You can go to our Facebook page, High School Football Alabama. You also can go watch the show there at High School Football Alabama on Facebook. You can also go to YouTube and watch the program on our YouTube channel, High School Football Alabama. Visit our website at highschoolfootballalabama.com. And, of course, listen to the show every Friday night on the Big 95 WHMA 95.3, 97.5 in Gadsden. Now, let's talk about our great sponsors. One of our great sponsors, Noble Bank and Trust. Those folks have the greatest cashback account you can imagine. Noble Bank cashback, no tricks, no gimmicky names. Free accounts pay you cash back, unlimited transactions, fraud protection, refunds on ATM withdrawal fees nationwide. Visit noblebank.com and learn more about the Noble Cashback account. We'll be back with more of the High School Football Alabama Scoreboard presented by the City of Oxford as we roll on a football Friday night.
This holiday season, visit Festival of Lights in Oxford, Alabama for an unforgettable drive-through family-friendly light show. Enjoy the twinkling lights, visit with Santa, go ice skating, and more. Tickets on sale now at oxfordlights.com.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
In Alabama, school spirit is in the air on Friday nights. At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're giving our customers the opportunity to show their school spirit every day with our new Spirit debit card. We've designed a unique card for every Calhoun County school that includes the school's logo. So every time you use the card, you're showing your school spirit. Come in and get your school spirit debit card today. We've got spirit at F&M Bank. Service, solutions, and strength. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
There's a lot to think about when you're having a baby. Colors of the nursery, names, and most importantly, where to deliver.
We want a hospital that gives families a more personalized birthing experience.
With a compassionate team of doctors and nurses, and a hospital where my baby and I can instantly bond with all the comforts of home.
So where do we find all that?
Right here at RMC, the first designated baby-friendly hospital in Alabama.
Anniston Orthopedics continues to provide a legacy of outstanding sports injury care on and off the field, keeping our players in the game. Anniston Orthopedics offers our Saturday morning sports injury clinic from 8 to 10 a.m. throughout the high school football season. Anniston Orthopedics also offers full-service physical therapy and occupational therapy departments. To learn more, visit our website at www.annistonortho.com. Anniston Orthopedics, located in the Tyler Center adjacent to RMC.
I'm John Holder, host of the High School Football Alabama Scoreboard Show. Keller Williams real estate agent Amber Cotton sold my house, and I can tell you she's the best. But don't take just my word for it.
I'm Coach Michael Easley from Mumford High School, and Amber Cotton sold my house.
I'm Coach Clint Smith from Jacksonville High School, and Amber Cotton sold my house.
This is Coach Jonathan Miller of the Sax Wildcats, and Amber Cotton sold my house.
I'm Amber Cotton, and if you're in the market to sell a home in Calhoun County, I would love the privilege of meeting your real estate needs too.
The most informative prep football show in the state. It's the High School Football Alabama Scoreboard with John Holder, presented by the City of Oxford on the Big 95 and highschoolfootballalabama.com.
WHMA FM, Hobson City, Anniston, Oxford.
WKLS HD3 Southside and W248CE 97.5 FM Gadsden.
We are back on the High School Football Alabama Scoreboard. John Holder, our entire HSFA crew, working with you all the way until 12 midnight tonight. We've got a lot of great information coming your way. We want to make sure to tell you that we are here tonight at the RMC Media Center, Midtown Anniston on Quintard. That's where we're camped out tonight on this cold Friday night. And it's rainy out there. It's been a miserable night. If you're coming in from the games, maybe you didn't make it out to the games, just hang out with us here on Facebook at High School Football Alabama, YouTube High School Football Alabama, Big 95, 95.3 if you're driving down the road out there. Just keep us locked in there all the way until 12 midnight tonight. We'll keep you company and keep you up to date on everything going on with high school football tonight across East Alabama, playoff matchups, brackets, all that kind of stuff coming up throughout the night tonight. Right now, we want to take you back to our Oxford Lumber and Ace Hardware scoreboard, get you up to date. We've got some new finals coming in. Number 2 Piedmont, number 3 Alexandria, number 2 in 3A, number 3 in 5A. Great football game tonight. We will have highlights of this game coming up a little bit later on. We were there for a big portion of the game at the Field of Champions. Alexandria beating Piedmont tonight 25-20. Piedmont will be the number 3 team out of Class 3A Region 5. Sax wins the region championship with that loss by Piedmont. Ohatchee will be number 2. Welborn will be number 4 in that region. So the order: Sax, Ohatchee, Piedmont, Walter Welborn in Class 3A Region 5. Last night, White Plains beats Pleasant Valley 27-6. Tonight, we have a final on this game. Westbrook Christian with a late score to kind of stretch it out and give them some breathing room. Drew Knowles and the Westbrook Christian Warriors winning tonight at Donahoe against the Falcons. 37-26 the final. Westbrook 37, Donahoe 26 in a great game tonight that was back and forth all night long. Also, last night, Central Phoenix City winning over Oxford 53-7 down at Garrett Harris Stadium in Phoenix City last evening. Central led from beginning to end. They scored a touchdown pass from Caleb Nix, little brother of Bo Nix, threw an 80-yard touchdown pass in the first play of the game. And Central beats Oxford 53-7 as they led 46-0 at halftime. Tonight, Ohatchee, a winner at Munford, 47-20. Ohatchee 8-2. They will be at home in the first round of the Class 3A state playoffs next week as they will be welcoming in the Geraldine Bulldogs from Sand Mountain and DeKalb County. Asheville beat Weaver tonight 33-6. Asheville head coach Shay Monroe will join us live right here on High School Football Alabama tonight to talk about that game and Asheville Bulldog football. Cleveland County ends the season. They're not going to the playoffs, but they had a big win tonight, winding up 5-5. A nice season in the toughest region in the state for Coach Joby Burns and the Tigers. Cleveland County winning tonight at the Pit in Heflin over Randolph County 55-6. Woodland and Horseshoe Bend in the second half. Horseshoe Bend was leading Woodland 14-6. We should have a final on that momentarily. Big win tonight for Central of Clay County. Number 9 team in 5A beating the number 4 team in 4A Handley in a big rival game down at Volunteer Stadium. Central of Clay County wins the game by a score of 30-16. Right down the road at Wadley tonight, another really great game in Class 1A and 2A. Number 5 and 2A Spring Garden beating number 6 in Class 1A Wadley at Wadley tonight at Curtis Lynch Memorial Stadium. Spring Garden now 10-0. Wadley finishes 9-1. This was a battle of undefeated. Spring Garden had a forfeit victory over Cleveland from earlier, so officially 10-0 But Spring Garden wins tonight at Wadley 21-19. Sylacauga in that three-way tie with Central of Clay and Tallahassee to try to win the 5A Region 4 title via tiebreaker. They needed to win tonight against Benjamin Russell. Didn't happen. Ben Russell wins the game over Sylacauga 35-28. Childersburg, nice win for Childersburg tonight. The Tigers beating Fayetteville 39-0. The win tonight at John Cox Stadium in Childersburg. Berry and Winterboro still looking for a final in that game from over in Fayette County. Galesville and ASD still looking for a final in that game from up at Galesville tonight. Shelby County beats Talladega 35-21 in Columbiana. Talladega finishes at 1-9. Central of Clay County and Central of Coosa County, I should say, and Talladega County Central playing in Hanover tonight. In the second half, Central led 16-14, still looking for a final. That says Thursday. They moved the game to tonight. Pell City and May Jemison still looking for a final in that game. Moody and Springville tonight playing at Springville. Moody wins the game 22-13 at Tiger Stadium in Springville. St. Clair County and John Carroll Catholic, that game being played over in Odenville tonight, still looking for a final there. Raglan wins against Asbury 44-6. Last night, Sandrock blasting number 10 in 1A Cedar Bluff at Cedar Bluff 47-13. Tonight, Hoax Bluff ends their season on a winning note as they win at Sardis 42-12. Plainview beats Glencoe 39-13. Plainview coming to Sachs next week to take on the Wildcats in the first round of the 3A playoffs. It was Etowah tonight. Huge win for the Blue Devils and Coach Ryan Locke as they upend Southside 27-14 at Jim Glover Field in Ottawa. This game went to overtime at Coosa Christian tonight. Whitesburg Christian out of Huntsville beating Coosa Christian 35-28 in overtime. Last night, Gordo, number 7 team in 4A, beating number 4 in 1A Pickens County. Big rival game over in West Alabama. Gordo wins the game 43-14. Tonight, Mars Hill Bible, defending 2A state champions, number 3 team in 2A. They were at home hosting American Christian. American Christian, the number 3 team in 4A, comes in from Tuscaloosa. They win the game 55-36. Last night, Brooks beat Lauderdale County 25-16. Brooks number 6 in 4A, Lauderdale County number 5 in 3A. Big game tonight in Montgomery. Battle of top 10 teams in their respective classes. Number 8, St. James in 4A. They get the Anniston Bulldogs next week in Montgomery. They win tonight over the number 7 team in 3A, Trinity Presbyterian, 42-35. Last night, Madison Academy, number 1 in 4A, beating number 6 in 5A, Russellville, 34-20. Also, UMS Wright tonight in Mobile, number 5 in 5A, beating number 4 in 6A, Helena, 31-0, the final score in that game. And also from last night, huge matchup on the Gulf Coast. Number 2 Viger loses their first game. Number 2 in 4A losing to number 10 and defending state champion in Class 5A, St. Paul's Episcopal, 24-20, the final score. Back on the high school football Alabama scoreboard on this Football Friday night, let's tell you about our assistant coach of the week. This is the Amber Cotton, Keller Williams Real Estate Assistant Coach of the Week, as she brings you the top assistant coaches, the folks that maybe don't know their names. We want to recognize those top assistant coaches. And this week we're going to recognize another fine assistant coach from our part of the state of Alabama, Coach Blair Mayfield of the Lincoln Golden Bears. He's the defensive line coach for Lincoln. He's been on the Golden Bear staff for 5 years. Exceptional at teaching technique and film study habits to the Golden Bears. Head coach Matt Zedeker says that Mayfield is pivotal to the coaching staff in game planning and scouting reports and is consistently working at his craft and coaching to be the best coach he can be. Congratulations to our assistant coach of the week, Coach Blair Mayfield of the Lincoln Golden Bears. And let me also tell you about a great real estate agent. The real estate market has been kind of crazy this year. If you need help navigating that, there is no better real estate agent in East Alabama than Amber Cotton from Keller Williams Realty Group. 225-1958, YOLO Amber at KW.com. YOLO stands for You Only List Once, and that is true. She sold my house. You've seen the commercial there where Michael Easley at Munford, Jonathan Miller at Sachs, Clint Smith at Jacksonville. She sold their houses. She sold my house. She did it quick. She did it efficiently. And I'll tell you this, she also, I don't mind telling you, she got top value So get ready. If you're ready to sell your house, you want to list it one time, contact Amber Cotton. She is the best at marketing. She has all the contacts. I will promise you, if you list with Amber Cotton, you will have your house sold. Amber Cotton, Keller Williams real estate agent, bringing us our assistant coach of the week. We come back, more of the high school football Alabama scoreboard presented by the City of Oxford, rolling on a football Friday night.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
In Alabama, school spirit is in the air on Friday nights. At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're giving our customers the opportunity to show their school spirit every day with our new Spirit debit card. We've designed a unique card for every Calhoun County school that includes the school's logo. So every time you use the card, you're showing your school spirit. Come in and get your school spirit debit card today. We've got spirit at F&M Bank. Service, solutions, and strength. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
I can't imagine life without Gwen, but we came dangerously close.
I was having chest pains.
Luckily, there was a hospital nearby that quickly discovered one of her arteries was 100% blocked. A hospital with life-saving technology and the latest in cardiac treatment, with an experienced team of doctors and nurses focused on fixing Gwen's heart. What hospital had all of that?
It was all right here at RMC.
Aniston Orthopedics continues to provide a legacy of outstanding sports injury care on and off the field, keeping our players in the game. Aniston Orthopedics offers our Saturday morning sports injury clinic from 8 to 10 a.m. throughout the high school football season. Aniston Orthopedics also offers full-service physical therapy and occupational therapy departments. To learn more, visit our website at www.anistonortho.com. Aniston Orthopedics, located in the Tyler Center adjacent to RMC.
I'm John Holder, host of the High School Football Alabama Scoreboard Show. Keller Williams real estate agent Amber Cotton sold my house, and I can tell you she's the best. But don't take just my word for it.
I'm Coach Michael Easley from Montford High School, and Amber Cotton sold my house.
I'm Coach Clint Smith from Jacksonville High School, and Amber Cotton sold my house.
This is Coach Jonathan Miller of the Sachs Wildcats, and Amber Cotton sold my house.
I'm Amber Cotton, and if you're in the market to sell a home in Calhoun County, I would love the privilege of meeting your real estate needs too.
We are back on the High School Football Alabama Scoreboard presented by the City of Oxford. John Holder and our hard-working crew with you all the way until 12 midnight tonight. Time for our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser. That's where we bring post-game guests into the studio, and we have two very special guests with us. Going to talk about an event that's coming up next Wednesday. It is one of the biggest events for high school, not just athletes, but high school students all across East Alabama. It's the Fellowship of Christian Athletes Fields of Faith coming to Chocowacca Park in Oxford. Ryan Limbaugh is the area director for the Fellowship of Christian Athletes of the Chehaw Valley. He is assisted very ably by Justin Caudle, also Chehaw Valley FCA men. Welcome in. Glad to have you with us on the High School Football Alabama Scoreboard.
John, it's a pleasure to be here.
All right, we're going to talk about a lot of things tonight, but first and foremost, we want to talk about Fields of Faith. This is absolutely free. They're going to feed you. There's going to be music. There's going to be games, all kind of things going on. It is the place to be coming up Wednesday night. Tell us about it.
Man, Fields of Faith, something's about 20 years old, John, and the idea is we want to encourage and equip students to represent what they stand for. And in our case, they stand for faith in the Lord Jesus. And so what we do is we rally student leaders from all over our area to testify about their faith, to encourage encourage their fellow peers, but also to play music and read scripture and pray and just to be an inspiration to others to actually say, hey, Jesus is real, number one. Number two, we believe in him, and you should believe in him too, and we'll link arms together. And so it's really by students, for students, with students, through students. That's what it's about. And the reason I think it's encouraging for the community to come out, there's so much negative in our community. There's so much that's really difficult right now in our society. How encouraging is it to see students stand up for who they are, what they stand for, and articulate that in a bold, courageous, passionate way. And that's going to happen this Wednesday night at Chocolaca Park. And so, John, what I want to get across is that everybody's invited. It's for, with, by, and through students. But parents, grandparents, little kids, I just think it could be an incredible inspiration and galvanizing to a lot of people's faith for them to hear and listen to 14 to 18-year-olds share their faith in Jesus.
I have been to a lot of Fields of Faith events over the years, and I can tell you, I want to talk to the parents out there. Parents, get your kids to Fields of Faith. If you've been having trouble maybe parenting or whatever, and there's things going on maybe with your kids or whatever, you're just having a tough time, just come out. Just come out for a couple of hours. We've got a full screen graphic, as we call it in the business, that we're going to throw up right now. So if folks want to find out, if you want to maybe put this into your phone, write this down, make a note of it. This will be Wednesday night, this coming Wednesday night. 6:30 is the start time on this. And this will be at the very back of the park at Chocolaca Park. Tell us some of the things specifically that are going to go on. I think hot dogs and all that kind of stuff. What we got going on?
Well, we're going to kick things off like at 5:45, like kind of a pregame type deal, John. And so we'll have cornhole and soccer and can jam and spike ball and just all kinds of fun games for everybody. And we'll be eating our hot dogs and everything at that time too. And then when we kick it off, it'll just be, we'll have a student-led music band that we were looking at their songs today. They've got like 6 songs they've been working on, and that's how we'll kick it off. And then we'll just go testimony, and then we'll throw in a couple of games, and then we'll have a challenging message with a couple of the students, and then kick it off with a bang and really invite people to know Jesus as well.
And this is part of, they're not always the same night, but this is part of a national event, Fields of Faith, FCA areas all over the country having these Fields of Faith. Most all of these are in the fall. That's around the country, right?
Well, 2 nights ago up in Plainview High School, I think you've been there before, right on the football field. We had hundreds of students up there, and we actually had over 20 young people pray to receive the Lord Jesus as their Savior at Fields of Faith at Plainview High School. And so really excited about that. We have it all over the state, all over the nation. It's a national movement. And boy, John, we've seen a lot of fruit from it here. We've seen young people not only like share their faith as a 15, 16-year-old who are now in the ministry and going out and encouraging and also they're coaching, but we've also seen young people come to know Jesus and have propelled that into a ministry as well. So it's just a tremendous, it's something that God uses. It's like, John, we can't take any credit for it. You know, the greatest things that happen are the things that God does, and Fields of Faith is something that God has been doing, and all we have to do is just show up and, throw the balls out there and put the mics, and it's just like the Holy Spirit does the rest.
Absolutely. Now, if you are listening on the Big 95, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're watching this on Facebook at High School Football Alabama, and you live anywhere in East Alabama, this is your invitation. This is all you have to do. You don't have to register. There's no fee for this. There's nothing you have to do. You just come.
Yeah, that's right. And get there early. I think it'd be good for you to get the whole taste of things. I will say this. If you come, bring a blanket or bring a chair, because we're going to literally be on the field. And so bring a blanket, bring a chair. I think the low is 45 on that day, and so I'm thinking it'll probably going to be about 50 degrees around 6 o'clock p.m. So I would just say dress form. You can always take some jackets off, but if you don't bring them, you can't put them on.
Absolutely. Ryan, let's talk about the job that you and Justin do specifically in the Cheaha Valley. One, the Cheaha Valley FC, what does areas of that encompass, and just kind of the entire scope of the ministry. I think people are going to be pretty amazed at what is going on right now here in our local area.
Yeah, we talk in languages like of C's, camps, campuses, and coaches. And so, like, let me just give you an example. At Alexandria High School, at a huddle 3 days ago, a gentleman stands up and defines what love is, and asks the question to all of the other students, like, what do you think of when you think of love? And, emotion, feeling, and all of this. And yet the gentleman said, well, love according to Jesus is pursuing the highest good of another person. And so then we're able to talk about how Jesus pursued our highest good. And you got 20 young athletes who are right here learning what the real essence and meaning of love is. That's like one huddle that's going on. And then at Donahoe this week, there are 3 young men who are eating Sneaky Pete's biscuits and addressing what it means to pursue a true identity in the Lord Jesus Christ. And then yet we're also FCAs at a state championship volleyball game and just rooting on an area team who wins the state volleyball championship. And so we're just kind of here and there and everywhere. We're trying to be present. We're trying to be available, but we're also trying to bring positive, substantive truth to young people who really need it, and coaches who really need it. Like, for instance, at 6 o'clock a.m. on Thursday morning, I've got 7 coaches that are rallying together where we're studying those scriptures together, praying for one another, and basically we're like putting our hand in the middle at the end of that 6 o'clock huddle and breaking that huddle, and everybody's leaving and going to their campus charged to go and represent Christ and to be full of character and integrity and service and teamwork. So we're kind of all over the map, as it were, from Oxford to over to White Plains and up to Jacksonville and over to Alexandria and Ohatchee, but we're just trying to be present wherever coaches and athletes are, John.
And Justin, I know, got things going on in Cleburne County, Randolph County, Clay County, so it's not just a Calhoun County thing, right?
Oh, that's right. I mean, you could tell where you've been this week alone, Justin.
Yeah. I know I don't have a mic, but maybe you can hear me. Yeah, I've been to Woodland. I've been to Ranburne, Cleburne County, Clay Central. So I'm wishing gas prices would go down because I burn the roads up. But yeah, I've been everywhere pointing south.
Absolutely. Ryan, if folks want to get involved with FCA, if they want to learn more about FCA, I've heard of Fellowship of Christian Athletes. I didn't know all this was going on. Especially, I want to talk to coaches and teachers out there. If you're in one of our local area high schools and maybe there's not a whole lot going on with FCA in your school, these men would love to get something going there. How are the best ways that they can go? And they've got a great website. You don't mind people calling you, texting you, those kind of things. Give us all that contact information.
We have 45 active huddles right now, John, and we're reaching over 1,000 students and coaches on a weekly basis. But we have the opportunity to have over 150 huddles just right here. And so we need more volunteers, more coaches, more students who are saying, hey, I want an FCA too. I want to meet together with my team, or I want to meet together with my fellow students in the lunchroom or the library or whatever. And so they can just reach out to us, 256-405-7767, 256-405-7767, or email me. My name's Ryan Limbaugh, so it's rlimbaugh@fca.org, or rlimbaugh@fca.org. But I would just say, come to Fields of Faith. If there's any way that you can spare next Wednesday night, your church is probably already coming, like your youth group, but just come participate in it, see what the ministry is all about. Come and meet me, come and meet Justin, and we will get you locked and loaded for ministry.
And listen, I'm going to be there. I'll probably be out there greeting people. So you come and say, hey, John, I watched the show. I want to meet this Limbaugh guy. I want to meet this Calder guy. I want to find out more about it. I'll take you right to them and get you right in there with them. Don't forget Fields of Faith. It's coming up Wednesday night, November 3rd, 6:30 on the soccer fields. When you come into Chocowacca Park, if you've never been there, just keep driving. Go past all the Christmas stuff. They've already got it up. Just keep going all the way to the back. and go there to the Choccolocca Park. Men, thank you for being with us here on our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser. Appreciate what you're doing for young people here in East Alabama. Appreciate you coming and spending time with us here on High School Football Alabama.
John, you do a great job, but I also want to commend your team you've got here, man. You've got a wonderful team that's helping make this thing happen. They're doing a great job, and I love it. And just from the thousands who listen or watch or keep up with it, thank y'all for what you do.
Thank you. Staying here with us, we're going to talk about the city of Oxford tomorrow. There's all kinds of things going on in Oxford tomorrow. They've got all kinds of events happening. Let's tell you about the Parks and Recreation Department is having an outdoor Halloween trunk or treat. This will be at the Civic Center from 4 until 5:30. This is ages 12 and under. Trunk or treat, a safe thing to do on Halloween instead of going out trick-or-treating. A safe, fun place to come and get candy. Then they're having trick-or-treat on Main Street in historic downtown Oxford. That is tomorrow, 6:30 to 8:30. They're going to have the bouncy houses, the slides, the obstacle course. They've got candy, music, free bags of candy, the first 500 children, games going on. And then they're having 8 and 8:30 tomorrow night, the Fright Light Spooktacular Projection Show at the Oxford Performing Arts Center. That is also free. All of this presented by the city of Oxford. We'll come back with scores and a whole lot more. We're going to break down the playoffs for you and everything else. We're with you all the way until 12 midnight tonight, streaming live on YouTube and Facebook and broadcasting live on the Big 95. When you shop at Pee Wee Turner Motors, you will be a winner. As lifelong supporters of East Alabama athletics, we at Pee Wee Turner Motors would like to invite you to check out our quality inventory of trucks, cars, and SUVs at PeeWeeTurnerMotors.net. We always guarantee credit approval and look forward to serving you and your family at Pee Wee Turner Motors on Quintard Avenue, Anniston.
Cash back. Plain and simple. That's what you'll get on the Noble Bank Cash Back account. No tricks, no gimmicky names, just free accounts that pay you cash back. If unlimited transactions, fraud protection, and refunds on ATM withdrawal fees nationwide sounds like your kind of banking, visit us at noblebank.com and learn more about the Noble Cash Back account. Welcome to personal banking. Welcome to Noble Bank and Trust. noblebank.com, member FDIC.
Hi, this is Jimmy Newman from Oxford Lumber. I've kicked off many times in my football days, and that's an exciting play. When you're ready to kick off your next building or remodeling project, let us make sure you start your project off right, with the right material at the right price so you can score big and get the job done. Stop by and see our local guys with over 60 years of experience serving you. Come by any one of our 4 locations in Oxford, Talladega, Jacksonville, Roanoke, and don't forget about our low price guarantee.
When it comes to great tasting barbecue, nobody does it better than Dad's Barbecue. Dad's Barbecue is slow cooked to perfection, and Dad's menu now includes burgers, shakes, and delicious cheddar muffins. Large groups are always welcome, and Dad's does catering too. And Dad's offers fast, friendly service, and they're kid-friendly. Dine in or drive-through. Dad's Barbecue, family owned since 1985, with 2 locations in Anniston to serve you.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You will be glad you did.
The Exmark Radius. This is the mower that cut the lawn where you watched your family explore. The Radius will get you on and off the lawn quickly with the signature cut, comfort, and reliability more landscape pros trust. Exmark, official mowers of the backyard line. Get into a Radius as low as $93 per month with approved credit. Check them out today at Triple T Turf, 204 Anniston Street in Weaver. Open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, 8 to noon Saturday. And Triple T Turf is also your still dealer for outdoor power equipment.
This is the High School Football Alabama Scoreboard on a Football Friday night presented by the city of Oxford. And We're here coming to you live tonight from the RMC Media Center at Parker Memorial Baptist Church on Quintard in Midtown Anniston. Now, let me tell you something. From early in the season, it's been a long season. We're already into week 11 technically. It's the last week of the regular season, and we have been partnering with Farmers and Merchants Bank and High School Football Alabama for our Spirit Scholarship Contest. Now, we started off with 60 student athletes from every school in Calhoun County, plus Spring Garden from Cherokee County, 2 female athletes, 2 male athletes. We have had roughly about 9 weeks of voting to get this down from 60 to 30. What's going to happen is now we have our top 30, and we'll have another fresh, brand new round of voting where we will narrow from 30 down to 2. 1 male athlete, 1 female athlete. Now, the final 30, the names that we're about to call out and show you, they are each going to receive a $50 gift card from Farmers and Merchants Bank. And then the final 2 athletes, they'll be chosen by you. You go to our Facebook page at High School Football Alabama beginning at midnight tonight. That's less than an hour and a half away. And you'll be able to vote this time all the way through 12 noon Monday, November the 8th, as we will choose the top 2 athletes by you to receive each a $1,500 scholarship from Farmers and Merchants Bank. That's $3,000 in scholarship money. Plus, all of the final 30 will also receive a $50 gift card. So now, you have voted for the last several weeks, for the bulk of the last 2 months, you have voted to get it from 60 to 30. So here are the top 2 athletes from each school. Let's take a look at those. We will begin going back to week 1 of this, and we have got Chaz Pope from Spring Garden High School. Also, we have Allie Jennings of Spring Garden High School. Those are the 2 representatives from Spring Garden. From Piedmont High School, we have Emily Farmer, the female representative, the male Landon Smart of Piedmont. Also from Oxford High School, the female nominee, Ella Wilson. Also from Oxford High School, Miguel Mitchell. From Jacksonville High School, Alyssa Harris, representing the female side of things. And Q Long, saw him yesterday at our Team of the Week presentation. You'll see some of that coming up later on in the show. Q is our male nominee from Jacksonville High School. From Faith Christian School in Anniston, Anna Stroutman, and also Colton Palman from Faith Christian School. Representing Donahoe, Yana Osofska is our female nominee. The male nominee is Brady Patterson. Representing White Plains High School, Camden Wilson is the female student athlete. The male is Kendrick Ball from White Plains High School. From Sachs High School, the female nominee, Shakarian Gay, and then also the quarterback of the Sachs Wildcats, Sean Parnell. That is the male student athlete nominee. Representing the Ohatchee Indians, we have Kylie Barnes and also Britton Honecker representing the Ohatchee Indians. From Pleasant Valley High School, by the way, Pleasant Valley last year in the voting, they had the male athlete. The female representative is Riley Haynes, and the male nominee is Garrett Cranmer. From Weaver High School, Tiana Lawrence, and also the male athlete is Cole Perry. From Alexandria High School, Lexi Weber, and the male nominee from Alexandria, the quarterback, Austin West. Jacksonville Christian Academy, J.C. Brackett, and also the male nominee from JCA is Brody Clay. And just voted on today, these 2 schools, Anniston and Walter Welborn, ended today at 12 noon. Representing the Anniston Bulldogs, Shawana Jackson, and also Tayden Jones, great basketball player for the Bulldogs. And for Walter Welborn, Katie Daniel, and also Braden Dempsey representing the Walter Welborn Panthers. So again, those are the final 30. All 30 of those student athletes, courtesy of Farmers and Merchants Bank, will receive $50 gift cards. And then 2 of those 30 voted by you over the next 9 or 10 days or so, 2 of those will receive a $1,500 scholarship courtesy of the fine folks at Farmers and Merchants Bank. You can begin voting on our Facebook page, High School Football Alabama. Go there beginning at midnight tonight through 12 noon Monday, November 8th to vote for your favorite. Just like it. You'll just go down through there. You'll see the same pictures we just had there, and you just pick out your favorite student athlete like that. That will be your vote. And then coming up on November 12th, right here on High School Football Alabama, we'll have the big check presentations from Farmers and Merchants Bank for our Spirit Scholarship. Right now, time to go back and catch you up on all of the final scores from across East Alabama and the big key games around the state as well as we go back to our Oxford Lumber and Ace Hardware scoreboard. It was Alexandria tonight, beating the Piedmont Bulldogs 25-20. We'll have highlights of that game coming from the Field of Champions at Piedmont a little bit later on tonight. Big win for the Valley Cubs as they finished 10-0. White Plains last night winning at Pleasant Valley 27-16. Tonight a great game at Lentzfield at Donahoe. Westbrook Christian finishing 4-6. They come from behind in the fourth quarter to beat Donahoe 37-26. Last night on statewide television, the AHSAA game of the week, Central Phoenix City, number 3 in 7A, beating Oxford 53-7. Ohatchee tonight wins over Munford 47-20. Also Asheville winners tonight over Weaver 33-6. Head coach of the Asheville Bulldogs, Shay Monroe, is going to join us live right here on High School Football Alabama in studio a little bit later on this evening. Cleburne County tonight, a winner over Randolph County 55-6. Woodland and Horseshoe Bend, that is now a final. Horseshoe Bend led 14-6. We had been giving you that as a partial score. It is now final in that Randolph County battle at Woodland tonight. Horseshoe Bend and Woodland both finish at 3-7. Central of Clay County, number 9 in 5A, beating number 4 in 4A Hanley tonight down at Volunteer Stadium in Clay County. Clay County, a huge win. That assures that they will be the region champions, breaking the tiebreaker. They'll be at home against Carroll of Ozark next week in the 5A playoffs. Central of Clay County over Hanley 30-16. Another top 10 matchup just right down the road, literally at Wadley tonight. Number 6 in 1A Wadley suffered their first loss at the hands of number 5 in Class 2A Spring Garden. Spring Garden wins a great game at Wadley tonight, 21-19. Sylacauga needed to win tonight to be at home in the first round of the 5A playoffs. They traveled to Ben Russell tonight to Martin Savary Stadium. It didn't happen. Ben Russell beat Sylacauga 35-28. That will send Sylacauga on the road in the first round of the Class 5A state playoffs. Actually, Sylacauga will be at home. I have that wrong. Sylacauga, despite the loss, will be at home next week in the 5A playoffs. Childersburg tonight wins over Fayetteville 39-0. Berry and Winterboro. Winterboro, a huge win tonight as they go over and take on a team. Didn't have a great record, but Berry is a traditional power. They play in a tough region, and Winterboro had a long road trip over to Fayette County where they beat the Wildcats of Berry tonight 34-20. Galesville and ASD. This is a new score. Galesville at home tonight. They are headed for the Class 1A state playoffs. They beat the ASD Silent Warriors tonight 52-24. Brian Knapp and the Trojans headed down to Wadley next week to take a shot at the Wadley Bulldogs. It was Shelby County at Talladega tonight and Columbiana. Shelby County wins the game 35-21. Tonight over Talladega County Central 60-20. 80-point score tonight down in Hanover as the Cougars win over TCC. Pell City and Mae Jemison, big win for Pell City to end the season, not going to the 6A playoffs, but they beat Mae Jemison tonight 50-26 down at Pete Rich Alumni Stadium in Pell City. Moody and Springville. Moody a winner over Springville tonight at Tiger Stadium in Springville 22-13. St. Clair County and John Carroll Catholic. St. Clair County will finish 0-10. John Carroll, a much improved team, one of the better teams as far as improvement goes in Metro Birmingham this year. John Carroll goes into Odenville. They beat St. Clair County 49-0. Ragland tonight wins over Asbury. The Purple Devils 8-2. They will be in the 1A playoffs as they win over Asbury 44-6. Cedar Bluff and Sandrock playing last night at Cedar Bluff. Number 10 Cedar Bluff falls to Sandrock in that Cherokee County rivalry. The Rock rolls 47-13. Tonight, Hoax Bluff ends their season at 4-6 with a win at the Lions Den at Sardis over the Lions 42-12. Plainview coming to Sachs next week in the first round of the 3A playoffs. Plainview wins 49. We had that 39. It's actually 49-13. Plainview the winner over the Glencoe Yellow Jackets. Plainview now 7-3. Getting ready to come to Jack Stewart Field next Friday night. Etowah and Southside both headed to the state playoffs. Etowah in 4A, Southside in 6A. Huge rival game at Jim Glover Field in Attala tonight. Etowah wins over Southside 27-14. Overtime action tonight over at Philip Ellen Field in Gadsden. Coosa Christian and Whitesburg Christian went to overtime, tied at 28. Whitesburg scores in the overtime. Coosa does not. And Whitesburg Christian out of Huntsville comes into Gadsden. They beat Coosa Christian in overtime, 35-28. Last night, Gordo over Pickens County, number 7 in 4A, beating number 4 in 1A. In that big rival game over in Pickens County, Gordo wins it 43-14. American Christian, the number 3 team in 4A, beating the number 3 team in 2A tonight in Florence. American Christian wins it 55-36. Last night, staying up in the Florence area, out at Killen, number 6 Brooks, number 6 in 4A, beating their rival from just down Highway 72, number 5 Lauderdale County of Rogersville. First, this was a battle of undefeateds. Lauderdale County loses to Brooks 25-16. St. James and Trinity Presbyterian, huge battle in Montgomery. Trinity Presbyterian, the number 7 team in 3A, loses 42-35 to St. James, the number 8 team in Class 4A. St. James, the Trojans, welcome in the Anniston Bulldogs to Montgomery next week on the east side for the first round of the Class 4A state playoffs. Madison Academy last night, number 1 in 4A, beating number 6 Russellville 34-20, the final up in Madison last night. Also UMS Wright Prep, never count Terry Curtis and the Bulldogs out. Number 5 team in 5A, beating the number 4 team in 6A, Helena, making the trip all the way from Metro Birmingham to Mobile tonight. UMS going to make it a long trip back up I-65 as UMS wins it 31-0. And last night, huge game down in Pritchard last night. Viger and St. Paul's. St. Paul's, the number 10 team, defending 5A state champion, beating number 2 in 4A, Viger, handing Viger their first loss as St. Paul's wins it by a score of 24-20. Young Oil Company. Jack State has a big home game. Auburn has a big home game tomorrow, right? And Young Oil Company, they're in both locations. They're down in Lee County, they're in Calhoun County, they're right there on the corner in Jacksonville as you head to JSU Stadium. The place to go pregame, get your ice for your tailgating, 99-cent bag ice. Go ahead and buy you a couple of those popcorn buckets, the grub tub they call it at the Grub Mart. Unlimited refills of popcorn, all you want, all the way through the end of next August. All your tailgating needs, anything you need, quality gasoline, they've got it all at the best prices. Young Oil Grub Marts with locations throughout East Alabama, from Center in the north to Lee County in the south and all places in between. Young Oil Grub Mart bringing you the high school football Alabama scoreboard each and every football Friday night. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
Cash back. Plain and simple. That's what you'll get on the Noble Bank Cash Back account. No tricks, no gimmicky names, just free accounts that pay you cash back. If unlimited transactions, fraud protection, and refunds on ATM withdrawal fees nationwide sounds like your kind of banking, visit us at noblebank.com and learn more about the Noble Cash Back account. Welcome to personal banking. Welcome to Noble Bank and Trust. Noblebank.com. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Jimmy Newman from Oxford Lumber. I've kicked off many times in my football days, and that's an exciting play. When you're ready to kick off your next building or remodeling project, let us make sure you start your project off right, with the right material at the right price so you can score big and get the job done. Stop by and see our local guys with over 60 years of experience serving you. Come by any one of our 4 locations in Oxford, Talladega, Jacksonville, Roanoke, and don't forget about our low price guarantee.
When mealtime calls for the best farm-raised catfish, look no further than Top of the River. With 3 convenient locations, you're never far from the very best catfish East Alabama has to offer. The friendly folks at Top of the River are waiting to serve you the fish that owner Shannon Robertson says they've served exclusively for 25 years and to perfection.
Since '96, I've never served one other type of fish, ever, other than farm-raised catfish.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
The Exmark Quest. This is the mower that cuts the lawn that became the place your kids grew up. The Exmark Quest. The cut, quality, and performance more landscape pros trust at a price you can afford. Exmark. Official mowers of the backyard life. Get into a Quest as low as $62 per month with approved credit. Come check them out today at Triple T Turf, 204 Anniston Street in Weaver. Open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, 8 to noon Saturday. And Triple T Turf is also your still dealer for outdoor power equipment.
When you shop at Pee Wee Turner Motors, you will be a winner. As lifelong supporters of East Alabama athletics, we at Pee Wee Turner Motors would like to invite you to check out our quality inventory of trucks, cars, and SUVs at PeeWeeTurnerMotors.net. We always guarantee credit approval and look forward to serving you and your family at Pee Wee Turner Motors on Quintard Avenue, Anniston.
In Alabama, school spirit is in the air on Friday nights. At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're giving our customers
HighSchoolFootballAlabama.com, the Big 95 WHMA and 97.5 FM are proud to be the home of the High School Football Alabama Scoreboard with John Holder, presented by the City of Oxford.
The High School Football Alabama Scoreboard is also brought to you by Young Oil Company Grub Marts, Farmers and Merchants Bank, Regional Medical Center, Anniston Orthopedics Associates, Keller Williams Real Estate Agent Amber Cotton, Pee Wee Turner Motors, Noble Bank and Trust, Oxford Lumber Company, Dad's Barbecue and Top of the River, the Calhoun County Commission, and Triple T Turf.
The High School Football Alabama Scoreboard with John Holder, presented by the City of Oxford on 97.5 FM, the Big 95 WHMA, and HighSchoolFootballAlabama.com.
It's a football Friday night. It's a cold, rainy, windy, messy football Friday night. Not a good night to be out, but we were tonight. Our crew was out at the Field of Champions in Piedmont for a monster matchup between Calhoun County rivals, the Piedmont Bulldogs, ranked number 2 in the state in Class 3A. The Alexandria Valley Cubs, ranked the number 3 team in the state in Class 5A. A lot on the line. Alexandria looking for a little revenge after a home loss last year at Death Valley in this same week. Alexandria trying for their first undefeated 10-0 regular season in 15 years. That was on the line. Piedmont needing to win in this game to win a region championship. If they lost the game, they were going to fall all the way down to number 3. So a lot on the line in this game tonight up at the Field of Champions in Piedmont. So let's take you up there for all the highlights of the game. You see the Bulldogs breaking out those gray uniforms tonight. There's the coin toss. You see John Merrill, Secretary of State of the state of Alabama, there at the special guest dignitary. Alexandria getting it started early, a screen pass, and it was the perfect call. Jake Upton, 49-yard touchdown pass from Javez McGee. PAT was good, and it was Alexandria taking an early 7-0 lead in the first quarter at the Field of Champions in Piedmont. The Piedmont Bulldogs trying to get something going as the Alexandria fans turned out en masse. This is their outstanding quarterback. That's Jack Hayes. Rumbling, stumbling, 9-yard run right there. But then it's 4th down and 2 at the Piedmont 40. Piedmont went for it. The Alexandria defense stopping them for, in essence, a turnover. Celebration by the Valley Cubs. They've got a good defense. And, of course, Coach Todd Ginn knows all about how good his defense is playing in that first half at Piedmont. Next, we have Alexandria on the move once again. Austin West, a 10-yard run from the quarterback position. Not sure exactly what happened there on our audio, but we'll try to get that back for you here in just a second. as we continue to look at the highlights of that game. But Austin West had a 10-yard run there for Alexandria. We're going to just start over from scratch here. And we'll just go fast forward through that. There's Todd again. And right now we'll have Austin West. Here's that 10-yard run that we promised you from the quarterback position. Then Antonio Ross, he's our reigning Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week, a very good and tough 9-yard run. Look at this, bouncing through about 7 or 8 Piedmont defenders, taking it all the way down to the 9-yard line. But then disaster striking for Alexandria. Omarion Foster with a pick at the 2-yard line as the Piedmont defense stands tall, and they stand out at the goal line with, in essence, a goal line stand. Piedmont could not move the ball. They punt it to McGee. McGee with a very nice and nifty 15-yard punt return, taking it all the way down into Piedmont territory inside the red zone at the Piedmont 19-yard line. But again, disaster for Alexandria, throwing a pass into the end zone, an ill-advised pass. It was picked off again by Piedmont. Tanner McQueen with the interception in the end zone. 2 red zone opportunities. Todd Ginn not liking that very much from his Valley Cubs as 2 red zone opportunities snuffed out. And Piedmont takes advantage. 2 plays later, the speedster, Austin Estes, a 77-yard touchdown pass on the screen from none other than Jack Hayes. PAT was good, and it was 7-7. As you see that extra point by Sloan Smith right there to tie it up as Alexandria and Piedmont are 7-7. About 4 minutes to go to halftime, but Alexandria not done in the first half as of yet. McGee right here with a 13-yard run. This was aided by a 15-yard penalty right here against the Bulldogs. And then on the next play, Antonio Ross, again, our reigning Player of the Week, with a 47-yard touchdown pass as he got past the Piedmont defenders for the touchdown. The extra point was blocked here as Cleet Forrest has the extra point blocked. It was 13-7 Alexandria. That was the score at halftime. And Alexandria went on to win the game over Piedmont 25-20. Alexandria at home in the first round of the 5A playoffs next week. Ardmore Tigers coming in from Madison County, right on the Tennessee border. They'll play at Alexandria next week. Piedmont lost the tiebreakers with that loss tonight, so they fall all the way down from a tie for first place to number 3, and they will travel on the road in the first round of the Class 3A playoffs as they go up to DeKalb County to take on the Sylvania Rams. You know, we talked about Fields of Faith coming up. Right now, I want to talk to high school coaches' wives. These are special people. I can tell you that and attest to that from personal experience. High school football coaches' wives are special people. And if you are a coach, especially if you're a coach's wife watching tonight, Beyond the Bleachers, it's a great ministry just to coaches' wives. They are having a brunch that's going to take place in a couple of weeks, Saturday, November the 13th, 2 weeks from tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. at Hubbard's off Main in Oxford. If you're a coach's wife, this is free. A free brunch, a free message, fantastic giveaways. They're going to have fantastic door prizes. So coaches' wives, or if you're a coach watching, you need to go home tonight. If you're still in the dressing room looking at film and cleaning up the towels and all the things that have to be done after the game, and you're watching the show, go home and tell your wife to go to the website. You need to go to Facebook. Facebook is where to go, Beyond the Bleachers. Register for this to let them know you're coming. If you are a coach's wife, do not miss. You don't have to be a head coach, assistant coaches. You don't have to be a football coach. You can be any kind of coach's wife, and you come and be at Beyond the Bleachers. They would love to have you Saturday, November 13th, 10 a.m., and that is going to be at Hubbard's off Main in Oxford. We want to talk about our fine friends at Red Threads. Red Threads bringing you the highlights you just saw of that Alexandria and Piedmont game, and they bring you all the highlights you've been seeing from the top games across East Alabama throughout the year. Red Threads powered by O-Brand. This is also the group that produces our Anniston Orthopedic score shirts for Team of the Week. You'll see some of those coming up from our visit to Jacksonville just a little bit later on in the show. And they have great game day apparel. You won't find a better place with better quality Jacksonville State apparel than Red Threads with their storefront on the square in Jacksonville. Very easy to find. Red Threads bringing you our highlights and a proud sponsor of the High School Football Alabama Scoreboard. We still got region rundown. We're going to look ahead to all the playoff matchups in East Alabama in the first round. We got Muscle Team, Player of the Week, Team of the Week, all of that still to come as we roll toward 12 midnight on Facebook, YouTube, and the Big 95.
In Alabama, school spirit is in the air on Friday nights. At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're giving our customers the opportunity to show their school spirit every day with our new Spirit debit card. We've designed a unique card for every Calhoun County school that includes the school's logo. So every time you use the card, you're showing your school spirit. Come in and get your school spirit debit card today. We've got spirit at F&M Bank. Service, solutions, and strength. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
As a social worker, my cousin devotes her career to helping others. But when she was diagnosed with cancer, she was the one who needed help. She needed a hospital with an accredited cancer program and the latest in technology and care options. Plus, a compassionate team of doctors, nurses, and counselors with treatments that fit her schedule. So where did she find all that?
Right here at RMC.
Aniston Orthopedics continues to provide a legacy of outstanding sports injury care on and off the field, keeping our players in the game. Aniston Orthopedics offers our Saturday morning sports injury clinic from 8 to 10 a.m. throughout the high school football season. Aniston Orthopedics also offers full-service physical therapy and occupational therapy departments. To learn more, visit our website at www.anistonortho.com. Aniston Orthopedics, located in the Tyler Center adjacent to RMC.
I'm John Holder, host of the High School Football Alabama Scoreboard Show. Keller Williams real estate agent Amber Cotton sold my house, and I can tell you she's the best. But don't take just my word for it.
I'm Coach Michael Easley from Montford High School, and Amber Cotton sold my house.
I'm Coach Clint Smith from Jacksonville High School, and Amber Cotton sold my house.
This is Coach Jonathan Miller of the Sachs Wildcats, and Amber Cotton sold my house.
I'm Amber Cotton, and if you're in the market to sell a home in Calhoun County, I would love the privilege of meeting your real estate needs too.
Welcome to the award-winning Chocolaca Park in Oxford, Alabama. We believe Chocolaca Park is the place to be, and our fans agree, describing the park as breathtaking, professional, and fun for all. With plenty of parking, restrooms, concessions, and a top-notch staff, we are confident your experience will be second to none. Join us today at Chocolaca Park.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
WHMA FM, Hobson City, Aniston, Oxford.
WKLS HD3 Southside and W248CE 97.5 FM Gadsden.
And we're back on the High School Football Alabama Scoreboard presented by the City of Oxford. Still over an hour left in the show, and we got a lot to do. One of the things we have to do is talk with this guy right here. He's the head coach of the Asheville Bulldogs. I think making his first appearance with me ever. Shea Monroe here. His team tonight playing at home at Ken Logan Stadium in Asheville, beating the Weaver Bearcats tonight. 33-6 was the final. And Coach, first, welcome in. Glad to have you with us on High School Football Alabama.
Excited to be here, John. Thanks a lot for having me.
All right, let's talk about the game tonight. Your football team taking on Weaver tonight. Not going to be in the 4A playoffs, but obviously that last game, especially for seniors and things like that, and building momentum for the future. You always want to go out and end that season on a winning note, and you did that tonight. Tell us about the game tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, our kids played extremely hard. Like you said, it was a senior night. We had 10 seniors this year. Really proud of those guys. You know, this was my fourth year with them in some kind of capacity. My first 2 years with them, I was an assistant coach, and then the last 2 years being their head coach. And, man, what a joy it's been to be around those guys. They're really great young men and just hard workers. You know, that's the thing I'll say about Asheville. I got really great kids. And, man, you know, for them to go out the way they did tonight, it was pretty special.
This is Asheville is a job that, and we're going to talk a little history, I guess, of Asheville football here for a little bit. But one of the things that, from the outside looking in, that they've needed is some consistency.
Sure.
And you mentioned being there 2 years as an assistant, now winding up your second year as head coach. Asheville has been through a lot of coaching changes for whatever reason through the years. I think that's pretty well documented. Do you feel like now, with you being involved with these kids, as you talked about, and especially being there with 4 years and they know who Coach Monroe is, do you feel like you're starting to maybe develop that consistency at Asheville?
I think so, you know, and you know, it was a deal where I was the 7th head coach in 15 seasons.
Yeah.
So that's tough, you know, in any kind of program. But, you know, I decided when I took this job, you know, it was kind of funny. I talked to a friend of mine on the way over here, and nobody felt sorry for me my first year because I knew what I was getting into, you know, and we ended up finishing that season 5-5, and then to come back and have a 6-4 season this year is pretty special. But, you know, just getting involved with our youth program, and you know, I've really tried to do that the last 2 years, and our youth programs have been great about allowing me to come in and really help them out. And then our junior high programs, you know, really made some strides in the last couple of years. So I think it's a thing where, you know, we're going to continue to trend upward, hopefully. So, yeah, I think that's.
This is a program, if you go back, Asheville's a team that's had success before. There's no question about that. It's a team that has been in the state semifinals. It's been a team that has more or less contended for state championships in the past. Just, you know, because well, I guess what I'm trying to say is there is tradition at Asheville,
Right.
for sure.
Absolutely, and you know, that's kind of the cradle of coaches, so to speak.
Yes,
you know,
we're going to talk about that, yeah.
You know, you got Rush Probst and John Gross, and people, you know, in Calhoun County and East Alabama, but Perry Swindle, who was at Russellville forever, you know, he's an Asheville High School graduate. So, I mean, you're kind of looking at, you know, and then Reagan Clark was the head coach there, and you know,
Raymond Farmer.
Yeah, Raymond Farmer. Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to talk about the Farmer Bowl in a minute too. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a thing where, you know, I walk down the hallways every day, and I get to look at Rush Probst and that '92 semifinal team, and they're just looking at me every day. And you know, we have a legacy hallway in our field house, and John Gross is on the hallway, and man, it's pretty cool though.
And of course, Coach Gross, you know, played at Asheville, a quarterback at Asheville. I saw tonight at the Piedmont game, I had a chance to talk with Rush Probst. Folks know that Coach Probst is now has a couple of guys, sons that are playing for the Piedmont Bulldogs, and we're talking a little bit about that. And you know, that's where really, in essence, his career began as a head coach, was at Asheville.
Right, absolutely. And man, it's a really cool place. It's a really neat, you know, unique place, and we're kind of tucked over, you know, you don't really know where Asheville is. You kind of know where the vicinity of it is, but you know, it's a thing. I'm very blessed to be the head coach there.
You know, Asheville is one of those places where it's a small town, and we're going to talk about this a little bit. It's a small town, and most folks are amazed when they realize that Asheville is Class 4A.
Right.
Now, Asheville has not typically been a 4A school.
Correct.
Most of the time, Asheville's been 3A back in the old days before we went to these 7 classes and so forth. Asheville was even a 2A school for a lot of years, but typically in most years they've been a 3A school. So you've kind of been the last couple of years with reclassification a little bit of a fish out of water. Reclassification is coming again in December, probably, I think. You think there's a chance you may drop back down to 3A?
I think it's a stretch. You know, our numbers are somewhere in that 289, and I think the cutoff last time was 283. And, you know, I looked at the numbers, and we were the 3rd smallest 4A in the state, you know, just in front of Bullitt County and Gordo. Gordo was the smallest 4A in the state. So, you know, wherever the AHSA decides to put us, that's what we're gonna play in, and you know, we're just gonna keep going to work and try and get better every day. So I know that sounds cliche, but that's all we can do. And you know, I mean, look, the fact, and this is just as honest as I can be, is it hard to match up with a Jacksonville and an Anniston and a Cherokee County? It is. You know, even playing Etowah and Aniana and Good Hope and Dora, that's still a tough challenge. But, you know, and even Hansville and Fultondale got good players, you know, and that's the thing, though, is you still got to play the game. Games are not played on paper, they're played on the field. Absolutely.
You mentioned 10 seniors on the team. Tell us about some of the guys that have been, I'm assuming a lot of those seniors were leaders for you, been there with you since I guess they were 9th grades when you came there. So tell us about some of those guys and how much this senior class means to you. This will be, I think, what, the first winning season at Asheville? 15 years,
15
is that right?
years,
Is that
that's
right?
right.
Yes.
Yeah, since 2005. And you know, I just, you know, when I think about this group, I automatically think of Dylan Harris. He was a 4-year starter for us at quarterback, and and just one of the most pleasant kids I've had the pleasure of being around. He's an extremely hard worker. And, Cole Hyatt's another one. Cole is, without a doubt, in 10 years of coaching, the hardest worker I've ever seen. This kid has transformed himself, transformed his body, and just a salt of the earth kid. And I could say the same thing about Cody Fincher and Dawson Welch, who Dawson was an offensive lineman for us. Skylar Cross, who's been playing for us for the last 2 years, decided as a junior he wanted to play football, and man, he's gone leaps and bounds. And the lesser known guys on our team, like Eric Gonzalez, who played a little bit defensive line for us, Tyler Hubbard. Jacob Wilson was a first-year player, had played basketball, and then decided his senior year he wanted to come play football. And man, he was such a joy. And Chandler McGinnis, and I'm afraid I'm going to leave somebody off, but Noah Odell, just these guys were such great kids to coach, and I'm going to miss them dearly personally.
10 is a good number, but it's not a real large number, especially for a 4A school. So I would imagine as we start looking to next year and looking to the future, of course, you have no idea at this point in time what your schedule is even going to be, because we don't know with reclassification. You could be in a totally different region. You could be 3A, you could be 4A, you could be coming over this way. You might still stay over that way as far as teams out to the west in Coleman County and things like that. But just the team itself, what's it look like for 2022?
Well, if everything stays the way it is as far as players go, we're going to have a pretty large senior class. We're going to have about 22 in the senior class.
Big.
So, these guys have been playing. They started for us, 2 years ago as sophomores, and then now they're a year older as juniors. And, man, it's a big class. It's a really good class. You got guys like Ashton Mostello, who's been a 2-year starter for us on the defensive line. Jalen Williams has been a 2-year starter for us at running back, and Kane Head, and Trevor Horsley, Mason Wilson, Layden Olson. The list goes on and on and on. But what we've got to do a great job as coaches is develop our freshman and sophomore classes. We got to continue for those guys to develop, because you look at a big class of 22, you don't want to put everything on those guys. The younger guys have to develop and help those guys to be successful. But I'll be honest with you, John, we're only going to go as far as our seniors are going to take us.
Let's talk about, now that's a bulldog right there on that. But this says fear the wing. Now I think I know what that means, but people are probably sitting there going, now wait a minute, that's not a Hokes Bluff Eagle or whatever. It's not a wing. That's not what it stands for. They're the Asheville Bulldogs. So explain to folks what fear the wing means. What is that?
So, Asheville's a blue-collar community. And, our offensive system, we're single wing offense. It's really a throwback offense for anybody who's familiar with football on this side. It's sort of kind of like Ohatchee. It's a little bit different in the sense of, we run a true wide receiver, but he's really tight and, and we just kind of tell him he's a receiver and he's really just another blocker, but I'm just kidding. But, it's just a reference to our offense. We're single wing, and man, our kids have really bought into it. And it's hard to get 15 to 18-year-old kids that watch college football every week to buy into, being physical. But, man, our kids know that that's our best chance to win. And, they've really bought into the last two years.
A Shea Monroe team. This is a perfect segue, as we call it in the business. It's a perfect segue to talking about, is that the mentality, is that the trademark you want to have when people think about a Shea Monroe coach football team? Is that what you want? Is that toughness, that physicality, that mental toughness?
It is, but I more than anything, I want people to see that I love my players. Because I do. I love our kids, and there's not a day goes by, whether it was a great day or a bad day, that I don't tell them I don't love them. But in terms of football, discipline and toughness and sportsmanship, those are three things we really focus on. We're not perfect at it, obviously, but we try not to talk to the other team during the game. I tell them, hey, you don't talk. I was just raised in there where you didn't talk to the other team. You just played the play and you went back to the huddle. So that's stuff we try and teach our kids, discipline, not committing silly mistakes that we can control. Some things we can't control. Officials aren't perfect. None of us are perfect.
Absolutely.
So, they're going to make mistakes. We're going to make mistakes, and at the end of the day, we're just going to, try and do the little things right. Try and block and try and tackle, try and hold on to the football. try and prevent big plays. Those are all things we can control if we just focus on the things that we're doing.
Now, before we let you get out of here, we mentioned in passing, and we talked about it the week it happened, the Farmer Bowl. And I'm like, people are like, what is the Farmer Bowl? What does that mean? Well, one of the legendary coaches in this part of the state of Alabama, a great friend of mine, I know you think a lot of him too, Raymond Farmer, won state championship at Etowah, had some great teams at Asheville, from Asheville, great player. And so you honored him. This is the first time, I believe, that Etowah and Asheville had ever played at Asheville, at Ken Logan Stadium, ever in history. So that was kind of called the Farmer Bowl. Tell us what happened that night.
So it's kind of funny you mentioned that, John, because when I came to Asheville and we got put in the same region as Etowah, I was kind of blown away when I realized that they had never played in football before.
Yeah,
but I guess it was what you alluded to earlier, that Asheville was a 3A and Etowah was always a 5A. So they just never felt the need to play each other. But, I mean, we're so close. So Coach Ryan Locke's a really good friend of mine. So we were talking about the game, and we kind of decided, I was like, hey, what do you think about, honoring Coach Farmer at this game? And he said, yeah, I think it's a great idea. So we'd kind of kicked around that idea. So when I just said, hey, we're going to honor him before the game, and then Coach Locke actually came up with the idea of playing for something. So I was like, hey, that might be pretty neat. So I got a trophy made at Awards to Remember in Ohatchee.
There you go.
So
all right.
There you go. Plug for Awards to Remember.
Yeah.
But we got the trophy made, and they won the game last year at their place, so I got the score put on it. Now, the guys that do the Etowah show will tell you I got the wrong score put on it, but, at the end of the day, it still had them winning the game on the trophy. So it was a neat thing. We had both communities showed up strong for the game, like you figured they would. But, man, it was really cool getting to talk to Coach Farmer during the game or before the game, and it was kind of funny because that night it was rainy. And, he had his camouflage on, but he had a brand new Etowah hat on. And I said, man, you can take the boy out of Asheville, but you can't take the Asheville out of the boy. So wearing his camo, it was pretty cool, though.
Coach, thank you so much. Congratulations on the win tonight, winning season. First time in a long time that Asheville's finished with a winning season. Congratulations on that. Beating Weaver tonight, 33-6. Appreciate you driving from Asheville over here tonight. I know you live in this area, but still to get here and get with us and be with us on the show, we appreciate so much.
Thanks so much, John.
Congratulations on the win, and we'll be looking for big things from the Asheville Bulldogs in 2022.
Thank you, John.
Head coach of the Asheville Bulldogs, Shay Monroe, here on the High School Football Alabama Scoreboard. Let's talk about tomorrow morning. All you athletes out there that might have some bumps and bruises, Anniston Orthopedics, 3rd floor, the Tyler Center, 8 o'clock tomorrow. You be there for their sports injury clinic every week during the season. We still got playoffs coming, so if you need those services, go and check them out. You can call them, 236-4121, 8 o'clock every Saturday morning, 3rd floor of the Tyler Center with Anniston Orthopedics and the Saturday Morning Sports Injury Clinic. More of the High School Football Alabama Scoreboard presented by the City of Oxford in just a moment.
Hi, this is Jimmy Newman from Oxford Lumber. I've kicked off many times in my football days, and that's an exciting play. When you're ready to kick off your next building or remodeling project, let us make sure you start your project off right, with the right material at the right price so you can score big and get the job done. Stop by and see our local guys with over 60 years of experience serving you. Come by any one of our 4 locations in Oxford, Talladega, Jacksonville, or Roanoke. And don't forget about our low price guarantee.
When it comes to great tasting barbecue, nobody does it better than Dad's Barbecue. Dad's Barbecue is slow cooked to perfection, and Dad's menu now includes burgers, shakes, and delicious cheddar muffins. Large groups are always welcome, and Dad's does catering too. And Dad's offers fast, friendly service, and they're kid-friendly. Dine in or drive-through. Dad's Barbecue, family owned since 1985, with 2 locations in Anniston to serve you.
When you shop at Pee Wee Turner Motors, you will be a winner. As lifelong supporters of East Alabama athletics, we at Pee Wee Turner Motors would like to invite you to check out our quality inventory of trucks, cars, and SUVs at peeweeturnermotors.net. We always guarantee credit approval and look forward to serving you and your family at Pee Wee Turner Motors on Quintard Avenue, Anniston.
Cash back. Plain and simple. That's what you'll get on the Noble Bank Cash Back account. No tricks, no gimmicky names, just free accounts that pay you cash back. If unlimited transactions, fraud protection, and refunds on ATM withdrawal fees nationwide sounds like your kind of banking, visit us at noblebank.com and learn more about the Noble Cashback account. Welcome to personal banking. Welcome to Noble Bank and Trust. noblebank.com, member FDIC.
Hey friends, this is Pastor Joey from Park Memorial Baptist Church's The Arminville campus. You know, truth is really hard to discover today. With the endless source of opinions, it's growing more and more difficult to actually determine what is fact from what is fiction. Add that to a growing antagonistic attitude towards each other in a culture that undermines the existence of absolute truths, well, you can see why we have a problem. Thankfully, we can know truth, absolute and real truths today. We discover that in the person of Jesus Christ and the Word of God. Jesus, in a profound statement, identifying himself with the God of the Old Testament, John 14:6. He says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Nobody comes to the Father but through me. We can know God personally through faith in Jesus Christ. Secondly, we can know truth by reading the Bible. Once again, Jesus says in a prayer to the Father in John 17, verse 17, he said, sanctify them, sanctify or mature them in truth. Your word is truth. We discover the God of all truth from the Bible. We discover the author and creator's design and intentions there. We discover how to navigate these uncharted waters by the truth of God's Word. Contrary to Jack Nicholson's famous statement in A Few Good Men, you can't handle the truth. Well, we desperately need the truth today. It's time for us to stop looking to social media, stop looking to network news and to Washington for truth. It's time to look to Jesus. Hebrews 12 tells us, therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin that clings so closely to us, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, looking to Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith. Friend, God loves you. Jesus died and rose for you. There is hope in these days in the person of Jesus Christ. Connect today to His Word and to His church. And if you don't have a faith family, I hope you'll come see us at Parker, D.C. Thanks.
It is the high school football Alabama scoreboard with you all the way until 12 midnight tonight. Streaming live at Facebook, High School Football Alabama, and on YouTube, High School Football Alabama, and also on the Big 95.3 FM on the radio dial as you cruise around East Alabama on this football Friday night. Couple of awards that we need to give out. We're going to begin tonight with awards. We've got Player of the Week and we've got Muscle Team coming up. So let's go and jump to those awards right now. We're going to begin with our Young Oil and Grub Mart Muscle Team, adding 2 more new members to the Muscle Team. Isaiah Ashley of the Lincoln Golden Bears. Look at this guy, 6'3", 225-pound senior defensive end. He has registered 44 tackles, 32 solos, 12 assists, 13 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, 14 quarterback hurries, and 1 pass broken up. That was in 9 games because they had a forfeit to Sylacauga to open the season. But Isaiah Ashley, the newest member of our Young Oil Grub Mart Muscle Team. Also, welcome to the Young Oil Grub Mart Muscle Team, Kyler Gibson of the Munford Lions. Very impressive. He is a 6'5", 285-pound senior offensive lineman, one of the top offensive tackles in the state. He's already committed to play FBS football for the Troy Trojans down in Troy. He is a multi-sport athlete, also a baseball player for the Lions, and he's strong in the classroom as well as he carries a 3.9 GPA. Congratulations to Kyler Gibson of the Munford Lions, also a new member of the Young Oil Grub Mart Muscle Team. We also want to recognize our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week. We referenced this a little bit earlier on. Antonio Ross of the Alexandria Valley Cubs. He had a couple of touchdowns tonight as well. Last week, the 6'2", 185-pound junior rushed for 193 yards and scored 3 touchdowns. All 3 of those touchdowns in the first half in Alexandria's huge 43-7 win over, at the time, number 3 in Class 5A Leeds. The TD runs of 5, 10, and 54 yards helped lift the Valley Cubs to a 29-0 halftime lead on their way to clinching the Class 5A Region 6 title. He had a big game again tonight against Piedmont. Antonio Ross, running back from the Alexandria Valley Cubs, our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week. Let's talk about awards to remember. Coach Monroe from Asheville talking about he picked up some great awards, a great trophy for the Farmer Bowl for Asheville and Etowah from Awards to Remember. And let me just tell you, they're the source here in East Alabama. One of the top 10 awards dealers in all of the entire South. That's Awards to Remember. They bring you our Tough Guy Team of the Week trophy. They sponsor that for us. They are professionals with trophies, plaques, medals, all type of awards. I'm on the board of the Calhoun County Sports Hall of Fame. They do our plaques, and people rave about those as well. They also have a full line of screen printing with t-shirts, polos, any kind of textile. 39 years in business. If you want to check out all that they do, go to awardstoremember.com. Visit them at 4017 Alabama Highway 144 in Ohatchee. More of the high school football Alabama scoreboard playoff matchups for round one for all the teams in East Alabama. That and more still to come as we roll on a Football Friday night.
When mealtime calls for the best farm-raised catfish, look no further than Top of the River. With 3 convenient locations, you're never far from the very best catfish East Alabama has to offer. The friendly folks at Top of the River are waiting to serve you the fish that owner Shannon Robertson says they've served exclusively for 25 years and to perfection.
Since '96, I've never served one other type of fish, ever, other than farm-raised catfish.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You will be glad you did.
The Exmark Radius. This is the mower that cut the lawn where you watched your family explore. The Radius will get you on and off the lawn quickly with the signature cut, comfort, and reliability more landscape pros trust. Exmark, official mowers of the backyard line. Get into a Radius as low as $93 per month with approved credit. Check them out today at Triple T Turf, 204 Anniston Street in Weaver. Open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, 8 to noon Saturday. And Triple T Turf is also your still dealer for outdoor power equipment.
When you shop at Pee Wee Turner Motors, you will be a winner. As lifelong supporters of East Alabama athletics, we at Pee Wee Turner Motors would like to invite you to check out our quality inventory of trucks, cars, and SUVs at peeweeturnermotors.net. We always guarantee credit approval and look forward to serving you and your family at Pee Wee Turner Motors on Quintard Avenue, Anniston.
Cash back. Plain and simple. That's what you'll get on the Noble Bank Cash Back account. No tricks, no gimmicky names, just free accounts that pay you cash back. If unlimited transactions, fraud protection, and refunds on ATM withdrawal fees nationwide sounds like your kind of banking, visit us at noblebank.com and learn more about the Noble Cash Back account. Welcome to personal banking. Welcome to Noble Bank and Trust. Noblebank.com. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Jimmy Newman from Oxford Lumber. I've kicked off many times in my football days, and that's an exciting play. When you're ready to kick off your next building or remodeling project, let us make sure you start your project off right, with the right material at the right price so you can score big and get the job done. Stop by and see our local guys with over 60 years of experience serving you. Come by any one of our 4 locations in Oxford, Talladega, Jacksonville, Roanoke, and don't forget about our low price guarantee.
Back on the high school football Alabama scoreboard presented by the City of Oxford on this Football Friday night. Coming up in about, look at the clock up there, about 30 minutes or so, we will announce this week's City of Oxford Team of the Week. We'll see who's getting the Anniston Orthopedic Score shirts and the Awards to Remember Tough Guy Trophy. Here is the Awards to Remember Tough Guy Trophy. We presented this up at Jacksonville yesterday, and they also got some Chocowacca Park swag as well. Some very nice Chocowacca Park cups that we handed out. We also had yesterday a very special guest with us in Jacksonville. Yeah, we had Tiny Miss Alabama's Southern Miss with us yesterday. Mavie Robinson, there she is joining me right there at Golden Eagle Stadium as we presented the Team of the Week. Joshua Kraft from Chocowacca Park also joining me up in Jacksonville yesterday. And there's the Golden Eagle team. You see the video there as they were practicing. They had an open date, did not play tonight, getting ready for a first-round playoff game with Alabama Christian next week. There's the Team of the Week t-shirts from Anniston Orthopedics. And again, big smiles when we turned it around and had the score of the game where Jacksonville last Friday night beat Cherokee County to secure home field advantage 44-21 over the Cherokee County Warriors. And they got all the swag up there yesterday. They got the cups, they got the trophy, and they got the t-shirts as well. So a great visit up there with Coach Clint Smith and all the folks with the Jacksonville Golden Eagles. Pretty nice day up there yesterday, about 70 degrees at Golden Eagle Stadium. Coming up, our last Team of the Week of the year. We'll make that announcement coming up in about half an hour. Now, we want to look ahead to next week. Regular season is over in high school football, but we have a lot of teams from East Alabama, as always, that are going to be in the AHSAA state football playoffs. And here are the matchups for next week. Piedmont in the first round of the 3A playoffs. They will be traveling to DeKalb County to take on the Sylvania Rams next Friday night. Oxford Yellow Jackets, they will be at home. The Chelsea Hornets will be coming to town for the first round of the 6A playoffs at Lamar Field in Oxford. Walter Welborn has to go on the road to take on defending 3A state champion Fife at Paul Benefield Field at Fife. That will be in the first round of the 3A playoffs next Friday night. We mentioned Anniston and St. James. That will be in Montgomery next week, just off the Eastern Boulevard. Anniston and St. James. That will be a top 10 matchup, as a matter of fact. Anniston number 10, St. James number 8 in the first round of the 4A playoffs. It will be Plainview coming to Sax next week as the Sax Wildcats, number 6 team in the state in 3A, region champions after the tiebreakers, hosting the Plainview Bears coming from Rainsville up in DeKalb County. Also, next week in the 3A playoffs, Ohatchee will be at home on the Creek Bank. Geraldine Bulldogs coming to town. One of the more attractive matchups in the first round of the playoffs next week. That game on the Creek Bank in the first round of the 3A playoffs. Alexandria, 10-0, undefeated, number 3 in the state in 5A. They will be back at home at Death Valley in Alexandria as the Ardmore Tigers from Madison County come southward to Death Valley. We mentioned Jacksonville at home. This is a revenge game. Last year in the second round, Jacksonville went to Montgomery, lost a tough game to Alabama Christian. Now Alabama Christian will come to Jacksonville, to Golden Eagle Stadium next Friday night in the first round of the 4A playoffs. Ranburne, they didn't really know till last night who the opponent was going to be. There were some tiebreakers in South Alabama. They go to Elba to take on the Tigers in the first round of the 2A playoffs next Friday night. A local matchup in 1A next week. Woodland travels to LD Bruce Field in Cedar Bluff to take on the Tigers, so an all East Alabama first round matchup there. Also, the Geneva Panthers will be coming from the Florida border to Roanoke to take on Hanley at Wright Field in the first round of the Class 4A state playoffs. Galesville and Wadley, another all East Alabama matchup. That will be at Wadley next week as Wadley will try to bounce back from a loss from a Cherokee County team by playing another Cherokee County team, Galesville and Wadley, next Friday night. Also, Andalusia will come to Sylacauga after all the crazy tiebreakers in 5A Region 4. Sylacauga, despite the loss tonight, head-to-head they beat Tallahassee, so they're going to be at home Friday night, Legion Stadium in Sylacauga, hosting the Andalusia Bulldogs in the 5A playoffs. Also, you've got Carroll of Ozark. They will come to Volunteer Stadium next week in the 5A playoffs to take on Central of Clay County, who won the region championship by virtue of their win tonight over Hanley. Also coming up next week, this will be a Thursday game. B.B. Comer and Sylacauga share the same stadium at Legion Stadium in Sylacauga. So Sylacauga has the Friday night game, the Thursday game. G.W. Long of Skipperville, the Rebels from Southeast Alabama, They will be coming to play Thursday night at Legion Stadium against the B.B. Comer Tigers. That is a top 10 matchup right there coming up between G.W. Long and B.B. Comer. Summerton Christian and Winterboro. That game will be at Winterboro next Friday night in the 1A playoffs. The Lincoln Golden Bears traveling to Northwest Alabama to take on the Russellville Golden Tigers, the number 6 team in the state. They'll drop a little bit after their loss last night to number 1 4A Madison Academy, but a tough assignment for Lincoln in the 5A playoffs at Russellville. Ragland. Ragland's 8-2. But they're still on the road. They'll go to Valley Head. They beat Valley Head in the opening game of the season at Valley Head 40-14. They'll go back to Tiger Stadium in Valley Head and try to do it one more time. Ragland and Valley Head in the 1A playoffs next Friday. Sandrock gets their shot at defending state champion Mars Hill Bible. They will go to Florence to take on the Panthers next Friday night in the 2A playoffs. Cherokee County, they went to Mobile last year in the first round. This time they're going to Covington County just outside Andalusia to take on the Strawn Tigers in the first round of the 4A playoffs. Spring Garden back at home. Panthers undefeated 10-0, 2A playoffs. Hatton Hornets coming to town from Lawrence County. Southside, they have to go to take on a very good Mountain Brook team. The Spartans are ranked number 3 at Southside goes to Mountain Brook to take on the Spartans. And finally, the Etowah Blue Devils lost out on the tiebreakers last week, and Etowah will be on the road as they travel up to Morgan County right outside of Decatur to take on the Priceville Bulldogs. Let me tell you about the fine folks at Pee Wee Turner Motors. Pee Wee Turner, located on South Quintard Avenue in Anniston. If you're looking for a fine used car, and a lot of folks are in this day and time, there's no better place to find a used car than Pee Wee Turner Motors. Check out their entire inventory at peeweeturnermotors.net. That's the place to go. Call them, 237-4649. They are the place to go. peeweeturnermotors.net. Guaranteed credit approval. They look forward to serving your family. They are the leaders in used cars in East Alabama. Pee Wee Turner Motors, South Quintard Avenue in Anniston. More of the high school football Alabama scoreboard presented by the City of Oxford when we come back.
My dad taught me to fish right here years ago. But when an old sports injury started slowing him down, I knew we'd need to search for the latest procedures in knee and hip replacement. With physical therapy tailored to his needs, a dedicated team of doctors and nurses, and he'd want a fast recovery time. So where'd he find all that?
Right here at RMC.
Anniston Orthopedics continues to provide a legacy of outstanding sports injury care on and off the field, keeping our players in the game. Anniston Orthopedics offers our Saturday morning sports injury clinic from 8 to 10 a.m. throughout the high school football season. Anniston Orthopedics also offers full-service physical therapy and occupational therapy departments. To learn more, visit our website at www.annistonortho.com. Anniston Orthopedics, located in the Tyler Center adjacent to RMC.
I'm John Holder, host of the High School Football Alabama Scoreboard Show. Keller Williams real estate agent Amber Cotton sold my house, and I can tell you she's the best. But don't take just my word for it.
I'm Coach Michael Easley from Montford High School, and Amber Cotton sold my house.
I'm Coach Clint Smith from Jacksonville High School, and Amber Cotton sold my house.
This is Coach Jonathan Miller of the Sachs Wildcats, and Amber Cotton sold my house.
I'm Amber Cotton, and if you're in the market to sell a home in Calhoun County, I would love the privilege of meeting your real estate needs too.
This holiday season, visit Festival of Lights in Oxford, Alabama for an unforgettable drive-through family-friendly light show. Enjoy the twinkling lights, visit with Santa, go ice skating, and more. Tickets on sale now at oxfordlights.com.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The most informative prep football show in the state. It's the High School Football Alabama Scoreboard with John Holder, presented by the City of Oxford on the Big 95 and highschoolfootballalabama.com.
High school football Alabama scoreboard show rolling on to this football Friday night presented by the City of Oxford. Time for our final awards to remember East Alabama top 10 of the year. With the playoffs starting, rankings become irrelevant. But here's our final top 10 teams in East Alabama regardless of classification. Number 10 making their first appearance of the year, the Ragland Purple Devils, very quietly at 8-2 in Class 1A. Hanley suffering their second loss of the year tonight to Central Clay County. They fall down to number 9. Anniston had an open date. They will stay at number 8. Number 7, Wadley, falling after their loss tonight to Spring Garden. Their only loss down to number 7. Number 6, the Piedmont Bulldogs. Couple of losses. I still feel like they're one of the top 10 teams, well, probably one of the top 5 teams in the state in Class 3A football. Number 6 in our poll. Number 5, BB Comer, the Tigers. I tell you, the most underrated team maybe in the state in any class. The Tigers at number 5. Number 4, Central of Clay County. Big win tonight over defending state champion and state-ranked Hanley. Central of Clay County at 4. Spring Garden, 9-1 on the field, but 10-0 because of a forfeit win over Cleveland. So officially 10-0 Spring Garden at number 3. Number 2, the Sacs Wildcats. They had an open date as they're the region champions out of a very tough Class 3A Region 5. And number 1, undefeated, the Class 5A Region 6 champions, and winning tonight over Piedmont, the number 1 team in our final East Alabama top 10, the Alexandria Valley Cubs. One final time tonight, let's go through all of our scores. The Oxford Lumber and Ace Hardware scoreboard show will give you all the final scores tonight. Alexandria over Piedmont 25-20. Last night, White Plains beat Pleasant Valley 27-6. Tonight, Westbrook Christian coming from behind to beat Donahoe 37-26. Last night, Central Phoenix City beats Oxford 53-7. Tonight, Ohatchee a winner over Munford 47-20. Shea Monroe and the Asheville Bulldogs beating Weaver 33-6. Cleveland County tonight blasting Randolph County 55-6. Horseshoe Bend 14-6 winners over Woodland. It was Central Clay County 2 touchdowns better than Hanley 30-16. Spring Garden upending Wadley 21-19. Ben Russell beating Sylacauga 35-28. Childersburg shut out Fayetteville 39-0. It was Winterboro a winner over Berry 34-20. Galesville wins over ASD 52-14. The final score tonight up in Galesville. Shelby County beats Talladega 35-21. Central of Coosa 40 better than TCC 60-20. Pell City beats May Jemison 50-26. Moody a winner over Springville 22-13. John Carroll Catholic beats St. Clair County 49-0. Ragland over Asbury 44-6. Last night, Sandrock beat Cedar Bluff 47-13. Hoax Bluff over Sardis 42-12. Plainview beats Glencoe 49-13. Etowah, big rival game as they beat Southside 27-14. In overtime, Whitesburg Christian beats Coosa Christian 35-28. Last night, as we look at these big top 10 matchups around the state, Gordo beat Pickens County 43-14. Tonight, American Christian over Mars Hill Bible 55-36. Last night, Brooks beat Lauderdale County 25-16. Tonight, St. James over Trinity Presbyterian 42-35. Madison Academy, a winner over Russellville last night 34-20. Tonight, UMS Wright Prep shutting out Helena 31-0. And also last night, it was St. Paul's handing Viger their first loss of the season 24-20. Oxford Lumber and Ace Hardware, locations in Oxford, Jacksonville, Talladega, and in Roanoke. There is no place that you need to go for all of your home improvement needs. It is a fantastic place to go. They have everything that you would need, not just home improvement, but they have grills. They have everything. And when you go to Oxford Lumber, you're going to be greeted and helped. You'll be listened to and valued. You'll get helpful advice from knowledgeable professionals. And they're going to help you with the best quality products for your project. They'll get you in, they'll get you out, and they'll get you the most value for your hard-earned money. Great supporters of high school athletics. Oxford Lumber and Ace Hardware, Oxford, Jacksonville, Talladega, and Roanoke. Back with more of the High School Football Alabama Scoreboard presented by the City of Oxford in just a moment.
Aniston Orthopedics continues to provide a legacy of outstanding sports injury care on and off the field, keeping our players in the game. Aniston Orthopedics offers our Saturday morning sports injury clinic from 8 to 10 a.m. throughout the high school football season. Aniston Orthopedics also offers full-service physical therapy and occupational therapy departments. To learn more, visit our website at www.anistonortho.com. Aniston Orthopedics, located in the Tyler Center adjacent to RMC.
I'm John Holder, host of the High School Football Alabama Scoreboard Show. Keller Williams real estate agent Amber Cotton sold my house, and I can tell you she's the best. But don't take just my word for it.
I'm Coach Michael Easley from Montford High School, and Amber Cotton sold my house.
I'm Coach Clint Smith from Jacksonville High School, and Amber Cotton sold my house.
This is Coach Jonathan Miller of the Sachs Wildcats, and Amber Cotton sold my house.
I'm Amber Cotton, and if you're in the market to sell a home in Calhoun County, I would love the privilege of meeting your real estate needs too.
Welcome to the award-winning Chocolaca Park in Oxford, Alabama. We believe Chocolaca Park is the place to be, and our fans agree, describing the park as breathtaking, professional, and fun for all. With plenty of parking, restrooms, concessions, and a top-notch staff, we are confident your experience will be second to none. Join us today at Chocolaca Park.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
In Alabama, school spirit is in the air on Friday nights. At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're giving our customers the opportunity to show their school spirit every day with our new Spirit debit card. We've designed a unique card for every Calhoun County school that includes the school's logo. So every time you use the card, you're showing your school spirit. Come in and get your school spirit debit card today. We've got spirit at F&M Bank. Service, solutions, and strength. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
My dad taught me to fish right here years ago. But when an old sports injury started slowing him down, I knew we'd need to search for the latest procedures in knee and hip replacement. With physical therapy tailored to his needs, a dedicated team of doctors and nurses, and he'd want a fast recovery time. So where'd he find all that?
Right here at RMC.
Rolling toward the midnight hour on the High School Football Alabama Scoreboard Show. John Holder, our entire hardworking HSFA, if I can say it, team tonight, working with you until 12 midnight. Let's go for our final Dad's Barbecue Top of the River region rundown. The region play is over. Playoffs next week. Basically, what we're going to concentrate on is the final four. The top four in the region standings. Class 1A Region 5, Wadley 1, Winterboro 2, Ragland 3, Woodland 4. So Ragland and Woodland will be the road teams. Wadley and Winterboro will be at home next week in the first round of the 1A playoffs. In Class 1A Region 7, the top four, Cedar Bluff 1, Valley Head the runner-up, Summerton Christian 3, Galesville the 4. Galesville and Summerton Christian on the road. Valley Head and Cedar Bluff will have the home games next week. In Class 2A Region 4, Lynette, B.B. Comer, Lafayette, and Ranburne. Ranburne and Lafayette will be on the road. B.B. Comer and Lynette will be at home. B.B. Comer at home on Thursday night in Sylacauga, one of two Thursday night games next week in the state. Now, also Class 2A Region 6, the top four, Spring Garden, the region champion, then Cleveland, the runner-up, Southeastern and Sandrock. Southeastern and Sandrock will be on the road. Cleveland and Spring Garden will be at home next week in the 2A playoffs. In 3A, Class 3A, Region 5, Sax, Ohatchee, Piedmont, and Walter Welborn. Walter Welborn and Piedmont will be the road teams. Sax, the region champion, and the Ohatchee Indians will be the runner-up, and Sax and Ohatchee will be the teams that will be at home next week. So that's the way it looks in 3A Region 5. And finally, in this segment, Class 4A Region 4, Handley, Jacksonville, Cherokee County, and Anniston. Of course, Anniston fell from being the region champions to number 4 because of 2 forfeit losses. So Hanley is number 1, Jacksonville 2, Cherokee County 3, Anniston 4, and Cherokee County and Anniston will be on the road. Hanley and Jacksonville will be at home. And in Class 4A Region 6, Aniana, the region champion after the tiebreakers. Good Hope, the runner-up. Etowah 3rd, Dora 4th. Etowah and Dora on the road in the first round. Aniana and Good Hope will be at home in the first round of the Class 4A state playoffs. Let's tell you about the fine folks at Top of the River. Anniston on McClellan Boulevard, Gadsden on the Coosa River, Gunnersville on Lake Gunnersville. Come and see them. Catfish, seafood. The steaks are really good. All the homemade sides, swall, cornbread, greens. They can serve any size group for reservations. They have a carry-out room for more distancing. Family-style dining at its best. People come from all over the South to eat at Top of the River. Catfish Exceptional, Anniston, Gadsden, and Gunnersville. When we come back, more region rundown as we look at classes 5A, 6A, and 7A.
When you shop at Pee Wee Turner Motors, you will be a winner. As lifelong supporters of East Alabama athletics, we at Pee Wee Turner Motors would like to invite you to check out our quality inventory of trucks, cars, and SUVs at peeweeturnermotors.net. We always guarantee credit approval and look forward to serving you and your family at Pee Wee Turner Motors on Quintard Avenue, Anniston.
Cash back. Plain and simple. That's what you'll get on the Noble Bank Cash Back account. No tricks, no gimmicky names, just free accounts that pay you cash back. If unlimited transactions, fraud protection, and refunds on ATM withdrawal fees nationwide sounds like your kind of banking, visit us at noblebank.com and learn more about the Noble Cashback account. Welcome to personal banking. Welcome to Noble Bank and Trust. noblebank.com. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Jimmy Newman from Oxford Lumber. I've kicked off many times in my football days, and that's an exciting play. When you're ready to kick off your next building or remodeling project, let us make sure you start your project off right, with the right material at the right price so you can score big and get the job done. Stop by and see our local guys with over 60 years of experience serving you. Come by any one of our 4 locations in Oxford, Talladega, Jacksonville, Roanoke, and don't forget about our low price guarantee.
When it comes to great tasting barbecue, nobody does it better than Dad's Barbecue. Dad's Barbecue is slow cooked to perfection, and Dad's menu now includes burgers, shakes, and delicious cheddar muffins. Large groups are always welcome, and Dad's does catering too. And Dad's offers fast, friendly service, and they're kid-friendly. Dine in or drive through. Dad's Barbecue, family owned since 1985, with 2 locations in Anniston to serve you.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You will be glad you did.
The Exmark Quest. This is the mower that cuts the lawn that became the place your kids grew up. The Exmark Quest. The cut, quality, and performance more landscape pros trust at a price you can afford. Exmark. Official mowers of the backyard life. Get into a Quest as low as $62 per month with approved credit. Come check them out today at Triple T Turf, 204 Anniston Street in Weaver. Open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, 8 to noon Saturday. And Triple T Turf is also your still dealer for outdoor power equipment.
HighSchoolFootballAlabama.com, the Big 95 WHMA and 97.5 FM are proud to be the home of the High School Football Alabama Scoreboard with John Holder, presented by the City of Oxford.
The High School Football Alabama Scoreboard is also brought to you by Young Oil Company Grub Marts, Farmers and Merchants Bank, Regional Medical Center, Anniston Orthopedics Associates, Keller Williams Real Estate Agent Amber Cotton, Pee Wee Turner Motors, Noble Bank and Trust, Oxford Lumber Company, Dad's Barbecue and Top of the River, the Calhoun County Commission, and Triple T Turf.
The High School Football Alabama Scoreboard with John Holder, presented by the City of Oxford on 97.5 FM, the Big 95 WHMA, and highschoolfootballalabama.com.
We continue on the High School Football Alabama Scoreboard presented by the City of Oxford. Region Rundown, the last one of the year, presented by Dad's Barbecue and Top of the River. Class 5A Region 4, all the tiebreakers tonight. This was the craziest region in East Alabama anyway. Central Clay County winds up winning the region title. Sylacauga 2, Tallahassee 3, Holtville will be the 4. Tallahassee and Holtville on the road in the first round of the 5A playoffs. Sylacauga and Central Clay County will be at home. 5A Region 6, Alexandria and Leeds, the top two teams. They'll both be at home next week. Center Point and Lincoln, those are the 3 and 4 teams. They will be on the road in the first round of the 5A playoffs next Friday night. Class 6A, Oxford, despite the loss last night, still a region champion. They will be at home. Arab will be at home. And then Fort Payne and Southside also in the 6A Region 7, 6A Region 7, representing that region. They will be in the 6A playoffs coming up next Friday night. And finally, Class 7A Region 3, Gadsden City really our only local team in that. They did not make the playoffs. Oak Mountain, Hewitt, Trussville, the 3 and 4 teams. They will be on the road in the first round of the 7A playoffs. Hoover and Thompson, those will be the 2 teams that will be at home. We still got a lot to do. When we come back, we've got more coming up, some great reminders for you, Spirit Scholarship information, and Team of the Week still around the corner.
I'm John Holder, host of the High School Football Alabama Scoreboard Show. Keller Williams real estate agent Amber Cotton sold my house, and I can tell you she's the best. But don't take just my word for it.
I'm Coach Michael Easley from Montford High School, and Amber Cotton sold my house.
I'm Coach Clint Smith from Jacksonville High School, and Amber Cotton sold my house.
This is Coach Jonathan Miller of the Sax Wildcats, and Amber Cotton sold my house.
I'm Amber Cotton, and if you're in the market to sell a home in Calhoun County, I would love the privilege of meeting your real estate needs too.
Welcome to the award-winning Chocolaca Park in Oxford, Alabama. We believe Chocolaca Park is the place to be, and our fans agree, describing the park as breathtaking, professional, and fun for all. With plenty of parking, restrooms, concessions, and a top-notch staff, we are confident your experience will be second to none. Join us today at Chocolaca Park.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
In Alabama, school spirit is in the air on Friday nights. At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're giving our customers the opportunity to show their school spirit every day with our new Spirit debit card. We've designed a unique card for every Calhoun County school that includes the school's logo. So every time you use the card, you're showing your school spirit. Come in and get your school spirit debit card today. We've got spirit at F&M Bank. Service, solutions, and strength. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
I can't imagine life without Gwen, but we came dangerously close.
I was having chest pains.
Luckily, there was a hospital nearby that quickly discovered one of her arteries was 100% blocked. A hospital with life-saving technology and the latest in cardiac treatment, with an experienced team of doctors and nurses focused on fixing Gwen's heart. What hospital had all of that?
It was all right here at RMC.
Aniston Orthopedics continues to provide a legacy of outstanding sports injury care on and off the field, keeping our players in the game. Aniston Orthopedics offers our Saturday morning sports injury clinic from 8 to 10 a.m. throughout the high school football season. Aniston Orthopedics also offers full-service physical therapy and occupational therapy departments. To learn more, visit our website at www.anistonortho.com. Aniston Orthopedics, located in the Tyler Center adjacent to RMC.
One last reminder coming up in about 5 minutes or so, go to High School Football Alabama's Facebook page and vote for the final 30, one of the final 30 or two of the final 30. Vote for your favorite two athletes, male and female, in our F&M Bank Spirit Scholarship Contest. The voting will be open at midnight tonight all the way through 12 noon, November the 8th. And the final two, the top two voted by you, will each receive $1,500 scholarships from Farmers and Merchants Bank. Let's talk about Beyond the Bleachers. This will be our free Coaches' Wives brunch for Coaches' Wives only. 2 weeks from tomorrow, Saturday, November 13th, 10 a.m. at Hubbard's off Main in Oxford. A free brunch, great message, fantastic giveaways for Coaches' Wives only, Saturday, November 13th. And don't forget this coming Wednesday night, Fields of Faith at Chocowacca Park with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes of the Chehaw Valley. 6:30, get there early on the soccer fields at Chocowacca Park. They will have all kinds of great things going on there with free food, again, a free meal, music, games, all of that happening at Chocowacca Park. Let's tell you about RMC. You can receive one of 50 free mammograms. Ladies out there, this is sponsored by Eastman and the Regional Medical Center Foundation. Call 235-5141. Early detection saves lives. Call for one of the free 50 mammograms that Regional Medical Center Foundation and Eastman are giving away. And also, one last thing to tell you, Lynn Martin, the legendary Lynn Martin from Sachs, watching the High School Football Alabama Scoreboard tonight all the way in Maggie Valley, North Carolina. We come back, Team of the Week.
Cash back. Plain and simple. That's what you'll get on the Noble Bank Cash Back account. No tricks, no gimmicky names, just free accounts that pay you cash back. If unlimited transactions, fraud protection, and refunds on ATM withdrawal fees nationwide sounds like your kind of banking, visit us at noblebank.com and learn more about the Noble Cashback account. Welcome to personal banking. Welcome to Noble Bank and Trust. Noblebank.com. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Jimmy Newman from Oxford Lumber. I've kicked off many times in my football days, and that's an exciting play. When you're ready to kick off your next building or remodeling project, let us make sure you start your project off right, with the right material at the right price so you can score big and get the job done. Stop by and see our local guys with over 60 years of experience serving you. Come by any one of our 4 locations in Oxford, Talladega, Jacksonville, Roanoke, and don't forget about our low price guarantee.
When mealtime calls for the best farm-raised catfish, look no further than Top of the River. With 3 convenient locations, you're never far from the very best catfish East Alabama has to offer. The friendly folks at Top of the River are waiting to serve you the fish that owner Shannon Robertson says they've served exclusively for 25 years and to perfection.
Since '96, I've never served one other type of fish, ever, other than farm-raised catfish.
When you shop at Pee Wee Turner Motors, you will be a winner. As lifelong supporters of East Alabama athletics, we at Pee Wee Turner Motors would like to invite you to check out our quality inventory of trucks, cars, and SUVs at peeweeturnermotors.net. We always guarantee credit approval and look forward to serving you and your family at Pee Wee Turner Motors on Quintard Avenue, Anniston.
Coming up on the midnight hour, and here is our Anniston Orthopedic Score shirt. And we, of course, give these out to all of our Team of the Week winners throughout the year. It has the score of the game on the back, so a great memento for folks to have. So there we go. And our Team of the Week this week, the final one of 2021, the Spring Garden High School Panthers, our City of Oxford Team of the Week. They beat Wadley tonight, 21-19. We'll see you back here next Friday night for playoffs.